Yo, yo, yo. My man say, I'm with the killers and I be comfortable around them gangsters. He pop out the car, he getting too anxious. That's what Shorty said, man. And they don't run when we shoot. They don't run when we shoot. What's up, people? We back. We back. They trying to write my man Dirk Will, man. What's up with him? You know what I mean? What's up with them, y'all? What's up with these guys, man? What's up with these ex-thugs, man? These ex-gangsters, man? They might be double X. You heard me. These niggas ain't ex-gangsters. No, hell no. They ex-gangsters. I mean, they 3 X's away from being a gangster. The way these motherfucking bloggers moving, you'd have thought they never smelt the streets. Nevertheless, stepped on them. These motherfucking sidewalk babies. So with all these sidewalk babies playing gangster online, y'all. But y'all, we got a good one today, y'all. So remember, well, first, rest in peace to OG Maco, man. Maceo, however you pronounce his name. Man, we're going to get into that. We probably get into that last. Man, people committing suicide, yo, like never before out this month. Ain't they, yo? Life too hard, man. No. I think clout got a lot to do with it. But, we're going to get in the dirt. Jay-Z, accuser, spoke out. Definitely got to check this out. You heard me. Jay-Z, accuser, spoke out. Jay-Z had some words to use. Speaking on Tony Buzbee. I told y'all I don't trust Tony Buzbee. I think Tony Buzbee, lawyer-wise, is equivalent to a slumlord. Like, I said that before, man. I think if you was to think of a slumlord, a picture of Tony Buzbee will pop up. Charlene, what's up, baby? What it is, Edward? And we was talking about how frivolous them lawsuits was. I'm talking about, yo, it makes absolutely no sense. My bad, y'all. I had to wash my dugs, man. Damn, dugs was smelling wild in here. Had to get them right before we go live. But remember y'all, the other day we highlighted the inconsistencies in that lawsuit. Then Tasha K did it. I think it might have got some people attention. You know, when you hear 13-year-old girl, you automatically think guilty. And then, you know, Jay-Z got a little questionable history. You know, they say he was dealing with Aaliyah. Then he was dealing with Foxy Brown. Yo, but one thing, yo, people got to understand. If he was dealing with them, that's not what was alleged in that lawsuit. What's alleged in that lawsuit is force. You understand me? Not consensual. We talking about kicking, fighting, biting, screaming. I don't got Jay-Z doing that. I ain't got Jay-Z doing that, y'all. Jay-Z don't even have the demeanor to do that. Shorty too laid back. Jay-Z might not even be the type that even go after girls. You heard me. He probably one of them guys that the female guy go at them. She gotta like him. We is back. Straight up. Yo, I know it'd be hard watching fuckery all day, y'all. Trust me, I watch it too sometimes. That shit is hard to do. What the fuck happened? Oh my God. Oh, y'all. I fucked it down. Jeez. I dropped my computer a little bit just now. Hope I ain't fuck it up. Damn. We gotta wait a little bit longer, y'all. computer's still on 0%. But yeah, y'all. I don't got Jay-Z doing that, y'all. I ain't got Diddy doing it for real. I think Diddy just like to party. You know what I mean? But they trying to make people believe that partying and drugging and R-ing, like you can't do one without the other. Basically what I'm saying. Like, oh, you can party without all the extracurriculars. You know what I mean? Team strength and honor, what it is. Man, Monroe and Fayette in the building. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Hold on, I'm trying to get the computer turned on. Yeah, though, y'all, like that's not the same, yo. Like, oh, you can party without the bullshit, man. But when you think Diddy, you think parties. Yeah, man. Like, though, the media did a real good job of confusing the people. Most people still think Diddy freak-offs and Diddy parties are the same thing. Yo, Diddy did freak-offs with his significant other, whoever that was at the time. I don't think he did freak-offs with the whole industry. I don't think the whole industry was at Diddy freak-offs. No, I don't think that's how that went. And it's a shame how niggas is joking them. You got Jamie Foxx joking them, Will Smith joking them. Like, these are people that you seen in pictures with them. Like, yo, these niggas is wild, man. Like, the industry a cold place, y'all. Man, straight up, man. West Side certified. So, let's find this. So Jay-Z alleged victim did an interview. Let's check this out, y'all. Let's check this out. Jay-Z victim interview. She said she been quiet for too long, y'all. She ready to break her silence. She coming clean about everything. I think it's a whole bunch of bullshit. You hear me? Whole bunch of it. I just don't trust nothing that Tony Buzbee is connected to. Nothing, y'all. Absolutely, positively nothing. That man got a history, man. What's this? NBC News. Jay-Z. NBC News. What hour ago? Let's check this out, y'all. 5 minutes? Come on now. 5 minutes is all you give us? People be crazy as shit. Look at y'all. Yo be reporting the shit out people. Fuck with y'all no more. Come on now. You been quiet. How you been quiet for so long? Look, yo, she said she been quiet for too long and give a 5-minute interview. What the fuck? What the hell? You still quiet? What the hell? You
should always advocate for yourself.
Yeah, you can't say.
And
hold up, y'all.
Be a voice for yourself. You should never let.
Hold up, y'all. Let's see if it's a long interview before we go in. Cause how you gonna say you been quiet for too long and give a motherfucking a 5-minute interview? You probably need 2 minutes of talking. Like, oh, come on, man, cut it out. Cut it out, man. We gotta keep it real one day, y'all. Somebody gotta be the speaker of truth on this motherfucking internet. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this too. I ain't like this. I did not like this. We're gonna get in, and not the fact that, well, I ain't like the fact that she lied. Yo, but we ain't never seen no woman lie and didn't do an interview. And then she just happened to be a black woman. Like black women, the typical ones that do that shit. It ain't black women that be lying on men like that. It's not a black woman thing. If you want to look at it per capita. You know what I mean? But she ready to be the face of line on the lacrosse team. I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. That was real strategic. You think she wanted to do that interview on her own? She just was tired and said, "You know what? I want to come out and apologize." I don't be knowing, y'all. That shit be tricky, y'all. He said her role in the script was real short. Yeah, it was. And she ain't show face. But let's check it out.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity. What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and
Yo, she don't even look, looking at her figure. Man, I'm gonna continue.
It's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd
Look
like
at that
to
shit,
close.
heavyweight.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities. You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is
Now she got autism. Yo, get the fuck out of here, yo. Get the fuck out of here. Now she got autism. So ain't that something that you born with? Like, you don't create autism over time, do you? Somebody let me know in the comments, yo. Are you born with autism, or is that something you can get over time? Somebody Google that, yo. I think you gotta be born with that. So you mean to tell me that Diddy and Jay-Z are a woman, look like a white woman with autism? Autism. Man, cut it out, man. Cut it out. I think you gotta be born with autism, man.
is like,
See, she had to have a reason to be there in 13 years old. What logical reason is a 13-year-old thinking that she can just walk into the motherfucking VMAs? Oh, she got autism. Man.
is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof
That YouTube, y'all gonna send out notifications or what?
ball.
Ain't no way we got 20,000 subscribers and
The
only
fire
15
is
people.
in.
YouTube, what? YouTube playing a dirty
It's
game.
inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver.
Now the friend died. Get the fuck out of here. Yo. Hey, yo, look at this shit. Yo. The fucking friend died. Yo, because I was thinking, who's the friend? So the friend died. I guess her father died too. There's not. I bet her father did. Yeah, I bet you she said her father is dead. There is nobody that can corroborate this story. Unless she revealed herself, then everybody at the party should remember. You see a 13-year-old running through the motherfucking spot naked. You know, that's something that should stick out. Yeah, they ain't sending my note. They playing with the numbers, y'all. I've been too hard on probably CSH1 or something.
Who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went.
Yo, as the interviewer, right? How the fuck you talk to her with a straight face? Hey, look at this woman, yo. How do you talk You know this girl was lying through the skin of her teeth. And you sitting there straight face like this is a real interview. Like y'all ain't part of the play. Like, yo, this is why you can't trust mainstream news, man. I'd have picked her ass apart. Little 5-minute interview.
To you. I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So
they found somebody with the play, Benji Madden. They're going to break him off a couple of eyes and say, yeah, I remember her. Yeah, we just went live, Benji. You ain't get no notification either. Come on, YouTube. Ain't none of y'all get no notification. Come on, YouTube. Stop fucking around, man. Ain't no reason. Ain't no way it's only 20 people on here. Ain't no fucking way. I refuse to believe it.
Oh, it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time.
Oh, shit. What I got to that with the play? The fuck? My bad, Maddens. I guess they ate with the play. Shit. Or if they related to John.
At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. Well, he at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it. Stop it.
Yo, they found somebody. Yo, he a dirty guy, yo. This lady got mental health problems. They find somebody over some mental health issues and entice her into suing Jay-Z. Like, yo, this is dirty work, y'all. It don't get no worse than this, y'all.
After the alleged rape, she
said
she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
Is he alive?
I'm in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims.
Damn.
I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said, when we asked him.
Hey, yo, fuck out of here. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, Pops ain't even with it. Yo, they might as well say Pops was dead. That would have made more sense. Like, why would you put Pops under the gun like that? Pops probably 78 years old, got a cane. Hey, man, you gonna put that man under the fire? Don't say, man, look, I felt like that's something I would remember. You hear me? Yo, this is proof, y'all, that Tony Buzbee is a shitball. So if people still, after this shit, if people still believe them 120 lawsuits, you just want to believe the bullshit. If you believe any of them lawsuits that Tony Buzbee filed on Diddy, I don't even know what to tell you, man. I got some motherfucking grassland in Mexico. You heard me? I got some grassland in Mexico for the cheap. If you believe any of them lawsuits that Tony Buzbee filed. And it was crazy, right? You know, we've been saying this shit since the beginning. Since the very beginning. And you know how many people came out? Where they at now? The fuck is they at? All them people came. Know what I did? I gotta take Tony Buzbee, he's a dirty lawyer, out the title. And watch people start flying in. But where they at now? The fuck? Yeah, this the 13-year-old girl supposedly. Yeah, that Pops ain't fucking with that.
News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Buzbee, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress.
Yo, this nigga is a... Yo, look at this guy, yo. He's a devil, yo. This is what you call a devil. Look at this motherfucker. Straight slime ball, no morals, no principles. He'll step on his mother. If it have anything to do with a bag, he will step on his mother, man. Dirty bitch. She had seizures and she already had medical problems. That's why y'all picked her out. She probably didn't even know what the fuck going on. They found the most. Oh my God, yo. And I hate to do this, yo, but god damn, yo. I don't even think it's her fault. It's his fault, yo. He found her. He found her like, look, man, we need somebody that's, that's not all this. They don't really got it all the way. We just need them to, get on camera. Just say some shit. Just stand by the claims. That's the same thing Gloria Allred, did. Once she got proven to be lying. We stand by our claims. I bet the fuck you do. Because I told y'all, these lawsuits is not to win. These lawsuits is the prejudice to jury pool. Jay-Z name only got released because Jay-Z wasn't trying to pay. He ain't trying to implicate nobody else. It's all about Diddy. If I can convict him in public opinion, I can step on him in court. That's what they do, y'all. I've been saying that from the beginning. I wonder where everybody at that was disagreeing.
And had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
No.
Yeah,
she don't got it all.
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there, Chloe. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
I guess we only needed 5 minutes of that. Shit, what the fuck? She probably couldn't talk for no more than 5 minutes. Yo, he dirty, yo. It's a dirty motherfucker right there, boy. That is a dirty motherfucker, yo. Ran all their names. Oh, shit, I want to look at the other thing. Ran all their names through the media like that. Hold on, let me change the title first, y'all. Let me take Tony Buzbee, a dirty lawyer, out. I think that's what's keeping them from sending me people. Take that out the motherfucker. What's it called? Because there ain't no excuse. We only got 28 people on this bitch. Like, how is that even possible? YouTube. Honestly, how is that possible? Out of almost 22,000 people, only 20 want to watch. That fuck out of here. YouTube crazy. Let me take Tony Buzbee as a dirty lawyer. Tony Buzbee. Lord Dirk feud with Jay-Z. No, I don't know. Come on, man. Fucking neck. Fuck out of here. Tony Buzbee. Strikes again. That's cool. Man, these people terrible. Peach cobbler. That's what they is. Money hungry. Despicable human beings. Despicable. Yo, but I take issue with this. Let me show y'all something, right? Yo, do y'all remember the woman filed a lawsuit on lacrosse football, on the lacrosse soccer team? Took them all to court. And she came clean and said she lied. So this is a black woman, right? Yo, but have we ever seen a woman do that? Have we ever seen a woman who lied do an interview? And yo, I'm out of mind frame, y'all, but this is not something this is not a black woman's thing. So why are they trying to make black women the face of lying about sexual assault or lying about rape? I ain't understand this.
Turning your great
That was
idea
good. She
into a
came
business.
clean, but she came clean back then.
No one deserves to be sexually assaulted.
Nearly 20 years after Crystal Mangum falsely accused 3 Duke lacrosse players of raping her at a party, the former exotic dancer is now admitting publicly for the first time that she fabricated the story.
I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't. And that was wrong.
Mangum, now 46, making that admission on the Let's Talk with Kat podcast from a North Carolina prison where she is serving time for fatally stabbing her boyfriend in 2011.
I betrayed the
God
trust
damn. That's how long ago that shit was?
of a lot of other people who believed in me.
In 2006, Mangum told police she was sexually assaulted by 3 men, Colin Finnerty, Reed Seligman, and David Evans, in a bathroom at a Duke lacrosse team party where she had been hired to perform. The blockbuster allegations igniting a national firestorm about race, class, and privilege on college campuses.
I think they might get away with it just because they have money.
Every member of the Duke University lacrosse team is innocent. You have all been told some fantastic lies.
The charges were ultimately dropped after no DNA, witness, or other evidence was found to back up Mangum's story. The players reached an undisclosed settlement with Duke University in 2007.
I hope that they can forgive me.
Tonight, Colin Finnerty telling NBC News, I hope this time in jail makes her think about what the consequences are for her actions. Liz Kreutz, NBC News.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Stay
see, I
updated
ain't really
on
like that,
breaking
y'all.
news.
Like, yo, I ain't like that at all. Like, it's good she took accountability. She probably got a whole lot of years in prison for killing somebody. Yeah, but I don't like the fact that they try to make that a black woman's thing. Because it's not. It's not a black woman's thing. It's not. But they make her the face of it. Get the fuck out of here. It's a dirty bitch. What's this? New details of how authorities found.
Tonight, new details emerging about who reported what and when during the manhunt for CEO murder suspect Luigi Mangione. Could the NYPD have tracked him down earlier? We have just learned, according to 2 sources familiar with the matter, that the FBI actually initiated a phone call with Mangione's mom, Kathleen, on the Sunday before his arrest, where she told them the suspect photo, quote, could be him. Now let's look at the timeline here of how it all started. San Francisco police confirming that Mangione's mother filed this missing persons report for him that was back on November 18th, roughly 2 weeks before the shooting. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was gunned down on December 4th. That's when a manhunt for the suspect ensued. A San Francisco police officer saw the wanted poster for the suspect and felt that he had some similar characteristics to the missing persons report. So on December 5th, that officer alerted the FBI in San Francisco, raising a flag about Mangione. Now, the FBI on the West Coast then passing the information along to its office in New York, and the FBI in New York then giving the tip to the NYPD, which says it was one of hundreds of tips that they received. But it was not until days later that Mangione was caught in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And with the NYPD saying the day of his arrest that Luigi was off their radar entirely, even earlier that day. Some big questions looming at this hour. Could Luigi Mangione have been caught sooner? And what is the NYPD's vetting process when handling just a flood of tips? We speak with a former NYPD chief in just a moment. We are also going to hear from the CEO of United Healthcare's parent company, releasing this op-ed in the New York Times, acknowledging the healthcare system is flawed. We got a lot to get to. NBC's Stephanie Gosk starts us off.
What the fuck? Hold up, yo. What the fuck type shit is that, man? Fuck do you mean? Y'all CEO just got slaughtered. Y'all put out an op-ed talking about the healthcare system is flawed. Okay. What's up, Race?
Police say Luigi Mangione was on the run for 5 days after allegedly murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The NYPD saying they didn't ID him until after his arrest. But tonight, 2 senior officials tell NBC News someone did think they recognized the face in that now infamous photo from a Manhattan hostel. A police officer in San Francisco made the connection to a missing person report filed by Mangione's mother in November and notified the FBI. It was one of hundreds of tips the NYPD says it received in the days following the murder, but it did not stand out to investigators because of its general nature, according to the officials. In the report, Mangione's mother said she last spoke to him on July 1st. On October 1st, a former classmate tells NBC News Mangione's cousin reached out to his high school classmates, mentioning he'd been missing for months and had suffered a back injury. Mangione is now locked up in a maximum custody Pennsylvania prison, while the NYPD says investigators are still trying to determine a possible motive. United Healthcare says the 26-year-old was not covered by its health plan, but written pages found on Mangione mention the company by name, according to the NYPD.
He does make mention that it is the 5th largest corporation in America, which would make it the largest healthcare organization in America. So that's possibly why he targeted that company.
Suggesting the murder was more ideological than personal. The shooting unleashed a torrent of criticism aimed at the health insurance industry, with concerns that it could turn into copycat violence. In Florida, a woman was charged with threatening her health insurance company after she told an employee, "Delay, deny, depose. You people are next." Echoing the words law enforcement officials say were written on the shell casings at the murder scene. She's pleaded not guilty. Wendell Potter is a former health insurance executive who left the business disenchanted. He now advocates for reforming the $1.4 trillion industry.
The anger is not new. I saw it when I was in the industry.
$1.4 trillion industry. God damn.
Made people want to respond in some way.
Why the fuck? See, that's the issue, yo. Why the fuck is healthcare so profitable? Like, yo, should healthcare be profitable? Like 1.4 trillion? It's a lot of motherfucking money, man. A year? See, that's why Mangione did what he did. That's why he did what he did, man. They're making too much fucking money, man, off the people. People struggling. They out this bitch making bank. And all while denying people coverage. Like, how the fuck you making bank and denying people coverage? Like, this is crazy.
Their anger.
In an op-ed today, the CEO of United Group, the parent company of United Healthcare, says his colleagues provide critical health services and are being barraged with threats, but also acknowledges the health system does not work as well as it should, adding, "Our mission is to help make it work better."
And a new detail we're just
see, that be that dumbass shit. The healthcare industry is working just how you guys wanted it to work. It might be working better than you wanted it to work, because y'all only ones winning. Americans steady dying, and y'all steady making money. Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, yo, they be tripping me out when they put out these statements like they don't know what's going on. Come on, man. This shit is working just how you want it to work. Just like the prison industry. Well-oiled machine.
Two sources familiar with the matter that after the FBI received that tip from San Francisco police, a member of law enforcement reached out to Mangione's mother Sunday night, the night before the arrest.
Yeah, they do, Russ.
And she said the suspect could be him. Sam?
All right, a key change in all the sequence here. Stephanie, thank you. For more on this, I want to bring in Terrence Monahan. He is the former NYPD Chief of Department and an NBC News contributor. Terrence, thank you so much for joining us. We heard initially from the family, the Mangione family.
You're right, it is all insurance companies. All of them.
It was unclear what level of contact had or had not existed between his family and police. And then we find out that Kathleen Mangione actually had filed a missing persons report weeks before the murder, and that now the FBI had initiated a phone call with her prior to Mangione's arrest. What does this change, if anything, about this investigation?
When you look at it, there was so many tips coming in, so many different people who it could be. So everyone had to be vetted out. You had to take a look at it. You had to ascertain if they could have been in New York during that time period that the crimes happened. So the family would reach out, and then someone would reach back out to them. Someone from law enforcement reaches back out to see, where was he? What do you know about him? Tell me, do you think it could be him that did this crime? And then now you have to start looking at Luigi and see if he matches some of the electronics and everything else that was recovered from the scene.
Given the snapshots of
They
photos
should at least do some yearly shit, like taxes, like a refund.
That would necessarily be a slam dunk for family members to be able to recognize their loved one, or is it hard to say?
They should run it. What's up, Scott? They should run it like life insurance. Like the health insurance industry was ran like how some of these life insurance industries are ran. I mean, companies are ran, where you get the, you can the money you put in, you can take some back out. That would be a great idea, but that would ultimately mean taking money out their mouth, and they ain't willing to do that. We live in a society where greed is everything, man. What's up, G? What's up, Scott?
I'd be able to identify him right off the bat. I would have a clue. I would think it's a possibility. Let me reach out. But if you look at a person's history, if you don't think that person is capable of such a heinous crime, do you think, could this person I haven't seen in a while have done it? You may think it. You may not be sure if it's him. You may not want to give out this information, have him be a focus of a nationwide manhunt if it's not them. So I could see a little hesitation.
Tell me about this. You said it yourself. Hundreds and hundreds of tips. How does the New York Police Department try to vet through all of these? If they're flagged by the FBI, but it's kind of vague in terms of the potential connection, how would police officers and investigators know to go to the top of the pile? This must be the guy or could be the guy.
There is no top of the pile till you vet them. So you may have 50 different individuals that you're looking at. Now you take those individuals and you just get their alibi. Are they guaranteed to be out of New York during that time? So now you can quickly eliminate that group.
Man, what it is, bro.
That was in New York during that time.
Man,
well, let's see. Narrow that down and start working them. Once you get someone that may have been in New York, now you have a more intensive investigation on those individuals. But it's a lot of
like a hawk.
Painstaking work, and we're talking over just a 5-day period. But nationwide tips coming in.
It's a laborious process. Hindsight is 20/20. Do you think that 5.5 days to actually apprehend their man indicates there was a good amount of communication
and workflow between
the FBI
and the Raw Dope podcast, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in.
I think the communication was tremendous.
Tap in with my guy, man.
From what I understand, between some of the investigations that were going on in New York, the electronics that had been recovered, work that was done, they were closing the gap on him soon. They were going to be able to identify him. If it wasn't for the Altoona, they would have had him shortly. This is an individual that shot someone and disappeared.
Yeah.
And you were able to trace back and get his picture one time that he took that mask off. You got that mask. And now you were able to
that's what fucked him over, y'all. That him taking that picture. I mean, not taking that picture. Him supposed to be talking to that waitress. Changed the game on him. Fucked him over tremendously. If they ain't get that full body face picture, he might have had a better chance of getting away. Yeah, oh, hold on. Let me go to this. So Law and Crime Network, right, is acting like they getting these new lawsuits. But yo, we already read these weeks ago. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Law and Crime Network is part of the play. They're part of the problem. That's why they was created. So they did a video talking about lawsuit filed of Diddy supposed to order a bodyguard. Yo, we been read that lawsuit about a month ago. About a month ago. Look, security guard, 7 hours ago, 130K. We been read this.
Man's life would change if he...
Why they acting like this breaking news? It's like they just trying to keep Diddy name in the news all with the trial. Ain't no new Diddy news right now. Oh, Sean fucked it up. My bad, y'all fucked it up. There's no new Diddy news currently as we speak. Yeah, I know. Somebody said McDonald's got a rat problem.
Accusers who's now broken his silence. It's been years since his alleged sexual assault, and still, he says, quote, the full gravity of it lives with me to this day. So let's start with John Doe's lawsuit. That was filed in October of this year. We've reported on this era of the P. Diddy saga a lot. It's when we first heard that name Tony Buzbee and learned of the dozens, if not hundreds of suits he plans to file against Diddy. Now, this came just weeks after Diddy was indicted on federal charges.
I never seen you over here before.
Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or
it's not unexpected
and
news.
Transportation to engage in prostitution.
It's not unexpected. We read this lawsuit a month ago. Maybe 2 months ago.
Same allegations make an appearance in many civil lawsuits against
Have
Diddy,
you ever been over here before?
This very one filed by John Doe. John Doe's allegations date back to 2006 at one of Diddy's renowned white parties. Here's how the lawsuit describes them. Sean Combs' infamous white parties were legendary events, known for their exclusivity, extravagance, and strict dress code, where attendees were required to wear all white. These high-profile parties, particularly those held at Combs' estate in the Hamptons, attracted A-list celebrities from across the entertainment, fashion, and business worlds. The events were lavishly decorated, featured live music performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages. The atmosphere at these parties was one of opulence and luxury, often making headlines for their celebrity guest lists, over-the-top entertainment, and the stunning aesthetics of the event. John Doe says the assault happened back in 2006 when he was employed by a security firm, Mass Security, where he provided security services for nightclubs and private events.
My thing
in
is,
August of that year,
yo, why are they going back reading this old lawsuit? Like, we been read this stuff. We been read it. Like, why are y'all going back? It just seemed a little fishy to me. Like, they just trying to keep Diddy name in the news. I'm telling y'all, none of these lawsuits are nobody's getting paid. They all frivolous. Every single one of them. Matter of fact, I think this guy did an interview. I think he did an interview too. That's it. I'm gonna let it play.
Plaintiff accepted a last-minute job at Combs' East Hampton property, which he believed was hosting an exclusive.
Yeah, ain't no point. He not getting the bill. Ain't no point even filing another.
Guests arrived in luxury vehicles, and many appeared to be executives.
Ain't no point of filing another bill.
John Doe says right when he got to the party, Diddy himself greeted John Doe. Apparently, Diddy liked to meet with all the staff and the security members at his parties. Now, according to John Doe, things started off completely normal with Diddy. They chatted, and Diddy was friendly. He even offered John Doe another future security job right on the spot. But John Doe turned that one down at the time because his father was severely ill. And to that, Diddy appeared sympathetic and understanding. So things started off normally, and John Doe seemed friendly with Diddy. But as the evening progressed, Combs allegedly targeted Plaintiff and provided him with 2 alcoholic drinks throughout the night. After consuming the second drink, Plaintiff, that's John Doe, began to feel extremely ill and leaned against his truck for support. Based on information and belief, Combs, by himself or through his agents or employees, previously laced the drink with drugs.
Law and Crime Channel, number the blog site. Let me tell you what Law and Crime Channel is, if you don't know. Law and Crime Channel is a channel that was created to take the views away from YouTubers. You know, organic YouTube. That's why y'all Law and Crime, they got to deal with YouTube, and YouTube send them all the cases, but they don't even know what they be talking about. Like, did you hear that coverage on Durk? They was way off. Like, way off. They say Durk was with King Von when he died because they don't belong in this space. It's like, what they trying to do, they're trying to take the money out. They're trying to take the money away from us. They want to get the money back to the corporations. So what's going on is a lot of these YouTubers is making bank. Not me, but a lot of them is making bank. They don't like that. They don't like that. So what they're doing is they creating pages that's ran by YouTube that you'll never know about. You know, they might have a fake voice. They creating, they bringing all these lawyers, you know, that you don't know where they came from. You don't know their credentials. They bringing, you know, that's just what they doing. That's just what they doing. That's why I always got refute what law and crime does, because a lot of times they don't even know what the fuck they talking about. And they with the agenda. The agenda right now is Diddy goes down. But if you read the lawsuits and read the case, it's like, what the fuck is Diddy even locked up for? Like, Diddy facing life in prison for fighting Cassie? Like, that's a life sentence? Life? Man, fuck out of here, man. That's bogus. That's bogus. They released that, they leaked that damn video because similar to with Durk. And I told y'all it's the same tactic. The same tactic that the feds did with Durk the other day. Was that yesterday or the day before? It's the same tactic they doing with Diddy. You release a video and they're gonna bring up this video every time to say he don't deserve no bail. He's a menace. The feds did it again in Durk case. They don't got a case on Durk on the first murder for hire. So what they do? Oh, we got an indictment. We got an investigation from 2023. Look, don't let them go. We still investigating them. No, good and goddamn well, they ain't getting in that iPhone. That case lives and dies off of those two guys telling and that iPhone. And I showed y'all in that video I did. Did anybody even get that notification for the video I did earlier? Because YouTube, yo, they've been killing my numbers on uploads. Like 100 views, 30, like, yo, what the, I don't know what's going on. I need to reach out to them. Like, how are my videos, how are my uploads doing 30 views? And I got 20,000. Like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. I should be doing 1,000 on a regular. Like, why is this videos only doing, like, come on, YouTube, man. Cut it out, man. But that's what I'm saying, though. That goes into what I be saying. They want to pay their people. Law and crime is their people. You know, they want to pay their people. They don't want to pay the organic ones. Unless you're working for the government. You know, unless you on here through the government agency. If you on here organic, no, they trying to slow you up. That's why I keep telling y'all, like, man, you can't get no 100,000 views. I mean, no 100,000 subscribers in no 3 months, man. YouTube ain't gonna allow that. Yeah, and it's crazy, man. What's up, Nikki? He need a computer in his run, but the thing about it, even with the computer in his run, you never know what they're gonna try to do with that. Like, yo, they treating Diddy dirty, man. Your inbox. You early on the video. No, I can't play no song. Trump is king. Fucking look like a jukebox. Hit the Cash App. I'll play a song. You see the bottom, Cash App, Baltimore swag. I'll play whatever song you want to play, y'all.
Not limited to GHB and or ecstasy.
It probably is. It probably is.
Mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents/employees drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to sexually assault the person. At first, though, Diddy seemed to express concern for John Doe that he might even be sick. But things quickly took a turn, and here's a trigger warning. This next part gets graphic and disturbing. John Doe soon found himself being forcibly pushed into an open van by Combs, an act that left him in considerable pain. Once inside the van, plaintiff was allegedly held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system.
This is a grown-ass man. He overpowered you. Do grown men even use them type of terms? Man, I got overpowered. That sound like it's like some shit of, like, oh, come on, man. Like, that's why I'm telling y'all, these lawsuits are frivolous. Straight up, man. What my ever say $10 minimum for a song play, man. I think I might have went too far, y'all. Fucked it up. Y'all, did I go too far, y'all? God damn it, y'all.
And headed back to the party. According to this suit, John Doe struggled to leave the party due to the drugs he believed to be in his system, from the alcoholic drinks, horrible pain. Once inside the van, plaintiff was allegedly held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. In a horrific turn of events, Combs allegedly sexually assaulted plaintiff by inserting his penis into plaintiff's anus and sodomizing him.
Yo, come on now. Come on now, yo. Like, yo, this is a grown-ass man. A security guard. Like, security guards pretty big dudes, man. Well, at least you would think they is. Yo, you was putting up a fight. You allowed this man to turn you over and do that to you, yo. Like, what the fuck, y'all was in a prison? What they had the cells locked? Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like, yo. Right, Nikki, like, get the fuck out of here, man. I can't believe people be believing this shit. Fucking, hey, Boogie, they reaches for the stars. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, yo, fuck no.
Pleas for help by repeatedly saying, "You'll be all right." After all this, Diddy simply hopped out of the van and headed back to the party. According to this suit, John Doe struggled to leave the party due to the drugs he believed.
Yo, he told him you'll be all right. Then jumped out the van. Hold up, we gotta hear that part again. Yo, hold up. Yo said you'll be all right. Don't worry about it. This is what we do over here. This is what we do.
Penis into plaintiff's penis and sodomizing him, all the while dismissing plaintiff's pleas for help by repeatedly saying, "You'll be all right." After all this, Diddy simply hopped out of the van and headed back to the party. According to this suit, John Doe struggled to leave the party due to the drugs he believed to be in his system, from the alcohol.
How the fuck you get out the van? Like, how you just jump out the van, now you struggle to... Did you get out the van first? That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, these lawsuits, you'll be having major gaps in it. Like, how you just go from there to now you struggling to lead the party? But they probably paraphrase, but we read this. We can go back through it, yo, if y'all want to.
Drinks Combs provided. As he was leaving the party, he experienced a
right, you be all right, chat.
as a lubricant-like fluid leaked from him, which he believed to be semen, causing him profound disgust. Upon arriving home and showering, plaintiff noticed more semen discharge, which intensified his feelings of violation and as a lubricant-like fluid leaked from him, which he alcoholic drinks Combs provided. As he was leaving the party, he experienced a disturbing sensation as a lubricant-like fluid.
Hey, Diddy, I believe you.
Which he believed to be semen, causing him profound disgust. Upon arriving home and showering, plaintiff noticed more semen discharge, which intensified his feelings of violation and revulsion. Eventually, John Doe informed his supervisor about this incident, but says he was never hired by mass security again. In the lawsuit, John Doe says he's faced ongoing emotional pain and mental issues for years, saying he feels disgusted and depressed. He says it's affected his personal life too, saying he struggles to maintain relationships because of the assault. This lawsuit was filed back on October 14th, but just this week, John Doe finally broke his silence in a CNN interview. He chose to remain anonymous, so his face was darkened and his name was not made public. But he did double down on the allegations against Diddy.
Oh, hold up, yo, we gotta go to CNN, y'all. I knew I seen him do an interview. We gotta go to CNN. Let's see how this shit sounds. It's gonna sound just like the last girl. Watch, I bet you. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you new. We ready have a laugh off this. Because this is not real. Everything in this video was props. This is not real. Ain't that what Durk said in one of them songs? Where is that? Come on, CNN. What, you trying to took it down? CNN Diddy. Oh, shit. I was screaming. Oh, shit. Let's check them out, y'all. They'll say he was
According
screaming.
to your lawsuit, you were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons.
So look,
What
right?
was that
So
experience?
Buzbee sent he sent his best guys on a media run. These is best guys, man. You got the lady with autism, and then you got this guy that look like, more likely look like a white guy. Look, I can tell by his hair, little spiky hair right here, white guy with glasses.
Like.
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Gee, that was edited.
The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought,
yeah, Nikki,
wow,
you just came in?
drinks.
Yeah, the first girl.
It wasn't until the second drink.
The girl that's accusing Jay-Z and Diddy got autism. That's what they said.
It was already too late that I realized that
Probably so, Charlene.
with the drinks. Sadly, Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point, and once.
Hey, yo, fuck no. Yeah, how you know that? Yo, don't say he was with like he was in the shadows. Yo, I'm sorry, y'all, but this is hilarious to me. Yo, Diddy was in the shadows watching him and shit. like some real predatory shit. Like, I'm gonna get his ass. Watch. One more drink. Fucking drink up. He told him drink up. Hey yo, come on, yo. Yo, people can't take this serious, man. Yo, say, you gotta listen to what he said. He said he was at a vantage point. So he was at like a higher part of the building, looking down at him like a hawk, like a thief in the night.
Was waiting in the wings.
Oh
He was
man.
watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs.
Right.
That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him.
Right,
while
drinking
he
on the
struggled
job.
to escape
You ain't
due
lying,
to
he
the
ain't supposed to
effects
be
of the
drinking.
drugs in his system. And it goes on to say that he sodomized you.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful. And he was acting like it was nothing. And he seemed to be disconnected from it. But it was abusive beyond belief.
Damn. The fuck? Yo said beyond belief. It's like nothing you ever experienced. Yo, these guys is crazy, man. Released a blanket statement. Look at CNN. Look what they post. Representative for Combs did not comment, but at the time of the original complaint, released a blanket statement regarding the complaint, and others filed at the same time. Mr. Combs and his legal team has full confidence in the facts, their legal defense, and the integrity of the judicial process.
All right, seeing as Elizabeth Wagmeister, who's doing really amazing reporting on this subject, is here with your exclusive. What was it like to sit down with this man?
Fucking
John,
liar.
This was the first time that he has told
Like sitting down with a motherfucker, habitual liar. That's what it was like.
anyone.
Yeah, he supposed to
other
have
than
been
his
security.
attorneys this story. He, as you see, we concealed his identity. He filed his lawsuit back in October as a John Doe. He says that he wants to keep his anonymity because he wants to keep some semblance of his life private. But that's a difficult thing to do, to sit down and tell your story to a stranger as a journalist. So I asked him,
why now? Why are you coming forward now?
Tony
And
made
he
me.
said that he did not know that there were other accusers of Sean
Tony
Combs
made
out
me
there.
do
He
it.
only found out from seeing news reports. And there was one report he saw that there is somebody who alleged that they were 9 years old when they say that they were abused by Sean Combs. And this John Doe that I sat down with, he said, if a 9-year-old could do it, then I could do it. And it made him feel like he wished that he spoke out before because he could have prevented children from allegedly.
Oh, why the fuck you didn't put none of that on camera then, miss? Like that would have been very heartfelt to hear. You know, I'd have rather heard it from him. Fuck around, ain't even say none of that shit.
Now, as I said, this lawsuit was initially filed back in October of this year, so these claims are not new, but this is the first time that he sat down. In fact, John, this is the first time that any accuser of Sean Combs has sat down with the media for an interview. Now, I want to play you a bit more of what he told me about these allegations, what he says happened that night in 2007, but I do want to warn our viewers that what he says is graphic and disturbing.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful. And he was acting like it was nothing. And he seemed to be...
No, you see that? You's a fucking liar.
It was abusive beyond belief.
Now, he says that not a day has gone by where he hasn't
said that
thought
last
about
time.
this. He said that when something like this happens to you, which is, of course, his allegation that he was drugged and sodomized by Sean Combs back in 2007, he says that it impacts every part of your life. He
See, y'all,
says
look,
that
yo.
he has not been able
The
to
problem, that's the thing, yo. The problem is, right? For years, they was getting away with this shit. That's why I keep trying to explain to people, they gotta have some of their guys on YouTube. Because they can't control the narrative no more. And when you can't control the narrative, that becomes dangerous. You know, to certain people. For years, they've been doing these things, selling us these stories, and motherfuckers be sitting there looking like, damn, that's crazy. You feel me? Whole time, they be fucking lying. Lying, making up stories for headlines, ruining people's lives, ruining people's image. All fabricated. All lies. But now you got multiple platforms that you can go to that's going to tell the truth. So they got to try to balance that out with their own platforms that you don't know. You think that they me or some of these other guys, but the whole time it's CNN in disguise. CNN in disguise. What's up? Hey, what's up? There go my man Ray. What it is?
with relationships. He says that he did not tell his wife at the time, who he was married to, when this allegedly happened to him. He hasn't told family members.
Hey, yo,
or
fuck no,
coworkers.
yo.
And again,
fuck
that
no,
is
yo.
one of the big reasons why he wants to remain anonymous.
Yeah, you ain't have a whole wife, yo, and you let Diddy do that to you, bro. Get the fuck out. Ain't no way in hell. You on some Terry Crews shit. Ain't no way, man.
Incredible to hear him tell this story. All right, Elizabeth Wagmeister, thank you very much. Sarah.
All right, joining us
Why
now,
ain't asking, do you believe him?
criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson to discuss more about this. All right, first of all, this is a civil lawsuit. It is not part of the criminal prosecution.
But then they get a black man.
Hearing this, and
gotta
now
get a
that
black
he's coming
man,
out
y'all.
to speak,
2 black
could
people.
it be?
So we'll see. There's a lot that has to be unpacked, right? The first thing is remember, Sarah, that this was an amended complaint. Why do I say that? Why is that significant? It's significant because initially,
oh, shit, for real?
in October, there was the indication that it happened in 2007, right? Learning, however, that P. Diddy was in St. Tropez then, so it could not have happened then. So it was amended to include, right, the year after, okay? That's a problem. There was also...
God damn it, Tony, if Tony Buzbee, if he put out one more amended complaint, I'm about sick of him and these. Get it right the first time. Yo, what I tell y'all before, yo, the truth don't need to be told twice. You only gotta tell the truth once. I keep telling different versions of your truth. You know, we go of his truth. You know, everybody got their own truth now. So whenever you gotta keep on telling your versions of the truth, yo, more than likely you're fucking lying. Like, you're lying. You don't have to admit anything. The truth only need to be told once. Like I said the other time, you don't got to take nothing away from the truth. You don't got to add nothing to the truth. The truth is just going to stand on its own. Yo, the truth always stood on its own. But now this shit getting tricky. Like, he might as well just amend every single lawsuit. Go back and refile them bitches. He on X? What you mean he on X? Twitter?
The indication initially that, right, he wasn't married, and now we're learning he is. Why do I say that?
Nah, hell no. Nah,
right?
right?
On its facts. So if
That's
you're going
the
to
regular.
determine, right, civil, it's a civil case, it involves monetary damages, not criminal, you're going to assess the credibility of it. Now, attorneys for, of course, P. Diddy are going to have a field day with that, of course, because when you sit down with your lawyer, you verify. Your lawyer doesn't say, oh, that's what happened, okay. You verify it, you vet it, you ensure that it's factually accurate. And so, therefore, I think those two distinctions are going to be very important. Would you have not known that you were married at this time? Would you have not known? Should you have shared it with your spouse? Potentially not. It's embarrassing, but did you know you were married at all? Did you know where you were, when you were, etc.? So it's a question of fact, and I think it'll be vetted certainly by criminal investigators to determine whether or not it's useful, and then it'll be up to the judge to determine whether it is admissible.
I am curious about something. He told our Elizabeth Wagmeister there that he'd not told anyone about this until he spoke, I think, to his attorneys. How difficult will it be to prove this?
So what ends up happening is that, you know, there's a lot of embarrassment and a lot of shame, right? And there's a lot of sensitivity as it relates to victims. And sometimes you have a victim, and it's called recent outcry information, where they'll say something to a friend, I can't believe it. That's powerful evidence. In some circumstances, there's a humiliation, and they don't. And there are experts who will testify to that. On the issue of proof, however, there's the indication that a celebrity was present. That's according to this particular victim, Elizabeth doing an excellent job in that interview. But there was the issue of, hey, there's a celebrity present. Does that celebrity come forward? There's the indication that he told his supervisor, he being the victim who worked for a private security company, telling his supervisor. Will the supervisor come forward? Did anybody else know? So these are all questions.
Nobody remember that shit.
And to the extent that you have corroboration, meaning it's not just you, there's other people, it's easier to establish your claim.
And speaking of this idea of shame that victims often feel, this victim has not wanted to be named. He's not named in the suit. He is still a John Doe. How long can that last? Because at some point, right, that has to change, correct?
So, yes. So, Sarah, it's up to the discretion of the
judge.
What the judge does is a balancing test between...
I told my girl to call a hotline, so everybody else calling that bitch.
Humiliation,
that bitch by still
factors, right? To what extent could you be retaliated against, etc., versus the public interest. And also, right, the party you're suing certainly has an interest. And so a judge will assess various factors, weigh those factors, and make an assessment as to whether or not the John Doe continues or it ends.
Joey Jackson, it is always a pleasure. You always get through all of the hard details with us, and I really appreciate it.
Pleasure's mine. Good to see you, Sarah.
Good to see you as well.
Imagery is everything, man. I found two black people. We're living in a wild world, y'all. Tony Buzbee, wild as shit. Yeah, we ready to go to The Extravagant Life of Tony Buzbee. Have anybody seen this? Check out this man's extravagant life. I ain't know his life is extravagant. Check it out.
In his office on the 73rd floor of Chase Tower.
Damn. Oh yeah, he with the shit. He on his look. He see the whole fucking city up that bitch. Oh yeah, man. Slime ball. You know, in order to get that far up in business, you gotta be a slime ball, man. Gotta be a slime ball.
Entire city. Tony Buzbee has sharks everywhere. Shark door handles, a sculpture, and not just any shark, the great white.
Now we're the biggest and we're the baddest and we're just floating around looking for something to eat.
I bet you is, dirty
Talks
bitch.
big, lives big.
1, 2, 3 into the boat. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the dope.
A man who throws multi-million-dollar holiday parties with entertainers like Snoop Dogg.
Damn, Snoop, you fuck with your punk ass?
and expensive art.
Look how beautiful that is.
It's gorgeous.
This one's like $3 million.
A lifestyle paid for by his tenacity in the courtroom.
Somebody described me once as a bulldozer with a flamethrower.
He's a dirtball, man.
What do we call this? The Wall of Fame?
Yeah, he is, Charlene. You ain't lying.
Articles on court victories and high-dollar settlements against big oil companies. He often represents families of workers who've been killed or maimed on the job.
I don't get paid to be nice. I don't get paid. I'm not your counselor. I'm the guy that goes out and kicks ass for you and gets you checks like that.
Not bad for a scrawny kid from a tiny Texas town whose dad was a butcher and his mom a school cafeteria worker. After graduating from Texas A&M, he joined the Marines. It's all he ever wanted to be, he said. Then a fellow Marine suggested he take the law school admission test. He did, and it changed the course of his life.
How much money did you make on your first big win?
About 18.6 million.
We're exploring the extravagant life of Tony Buzbee, the dirtiest lawyer in the world.
I bought a Mercedes and I thought I was the king of the world.
Now he has a rotating stable of expensive wheels. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, and a $40 million art collection.
I want Jay-Z to take all that shit, shoot his socks off his ass.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone this wealthy, so eager to show off his lifestyle, often posting about it on social media.
Because it's not like, hey, look at me, I'm better than you.
Exactly. Paid for by extortion.
What's your intent?
My intent is like, guys, look how awesome life is for us. Look what we can accomplish. Look at this guy, because for me, I'm still the cafeteria worker's boy.
You're a long way from that.
But that's how I still feel.
Now the guy who says he has more money than he can spend wants to be mayor of Houston, which means he'll be scrutinized over things he'd like to forget, like a DWI arrest in 2016, even though the charges were dismissed.
I bet they was.
Ask the cop that pulled me.
Oh, so that's how him and Jay Prince cool. That's why they was saying Jay Prince is muscle. Yo, it's a dirty world, y'all.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I drink with 2 fists. I punch with 2 fists. I hug with 2 fists.
But you weren't drunk.
No. That's why I got dismissed.
It's obvious Buzbee has a bit of a chip on his shoulder. We will see if he can master politics as well as he masters a courtroom.
What's that man network? Let's find out his network, y'all.
The top 20.
That was 6 years ago. Just imagine. See, he just switched over now. Now he just target black men. Tony Buzbee network. I know that shit 2 words. $50 million. Gee, me, Chris. This motherfucker got a network for $50 million, y'all. I hope Jay-Z take every fucking dollar. When he finish, I hope his network be at $5. Everything gone. See a slime ball, yo. Yo, but it's fucked up though, yo. It's like, yo, that's how they want you to be. In order to be successful, they want you to be Tony Buzbee. You know, complete sellout, no morals, no integrity, everything by the dollar. That's what they want you to be. And look, he throw parties too. I forgot about that. He talking about Diddy. He talking about Diddy parties. He's a motherfucking party thrower his goddamn self. Bitch. But see what we got today, y'all. OG, y'all remember, y'all? OG Maco has reportedly passed away at the age of 32 from a apparent suicide attempt. Gunshot wound to his head. Ain't me, Chris. God damn, shorty. Hey, yo, I be blaming yo, every time I see these suicide attempts, hold on. He don't got no. He got one post 5 weeks ago. So social media is doing this to people, y'all. Everybody want to keep up with the social with the look like he had a problem too. Everybody want to keep up with the times, man. You know, everybody want to keep up with the times. Everybody want clout, and it's like if you don't got the clout, if you're not in with the times, society look at you like you less. OG Maco dead.
According to hiphopdx.com, OG Maco, best known for the 2014 hit, You Guessed It, is currently recovering in hospital from gunshot wounds after an apparent suicide attempt.
He if y'all don't know, he had this song, y'all. OG. It was a guy from my city, right? Named Lord Chucky. Matter of fact, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play what before he committed suicide. I'm ready to play what he had to say. It all boils down to money, y'all. Like, I refuse to allow money to be my motivation, to be my end all be all. Because if you're not making it, it stresses you out, make you feel like you less. I think that's the. And it ain't even just money nowadays, y'all. It's bigger than just money. It's influence. It's clout. Yo, did y'all see how happy, easy the black captain is? And I think we're gonna check on him too. We're going 3 hours a night. Fuck it. But it's like, yo, it's like you gotta have clout in today's society, yo. And if you don't, it's like they treat you like you ain't nothing. Like, motherfuckers is like, yo, it's a crazy society, yo. But I refuse to succumb to that, yo, because I remember when there wasn't no internet. You know, and in today's society, yo, people don't want to work to get it. They want instant gratification. And if it ain't instant, it's like they don't even want it. But that's not reality, yo. Like, I don't even believe they just allow people to just go from 0 to 100. No, y'all, I think they got their picks when it come out of that shit. Yeah, but this is all he had, y'all. I think Jesus is a hell of a guy. Thing, y'all, this was a fad. How many years ago this was? He probably came out around the same time as Designer. Like this, like, oh, this wasn't nothing that was going to last for. That was 10 years ago. That wasn't the style that was going to last through the times. Y'all think about hip hop, and you gotta reinvent yourself. Or be Drake, you know, jump on everybody's wave. That's what Drake did. OG Maco shocked fans worldwide on Thursday. The rapper was rushed to a hospital in Los Angeles after being found unresponsive in his home. TMZ reported that OG Maco suffered a gunshot wound to the head and subsequently underwent surgery. The details surrounding the rapper's condition were limited. Right after news broke of his alleged suicide attempt, fortunately, Maco's manager reached the fuck. Man, come on, man. The fuck was that? Fortunately, Maco's manager reached out to fans on Friday to assure that he is not dead. I should say. OG Maco's longtime manager, whatever his name is, issued a statement via social media on December 13th. He'd grown tired of allegations that Maco was dead and set the record straight. He wrote definitively that the outlet Say Cheese TV is capping right now. This not your man was Papa Perk. The fuck? Went on to confirm that OG Maco was alive following his emergency surgery. Maco was still in ICU. He wrote, "This makes sense, given that less than a day had passed since TMZ broke news of the rapper's alleged suicide attempt." Your name is Papa Perk. Papa Perk, bro. Like, seriously. Yo, his situation is similar to Rich Obi Quan's, man. I think drug addiction and drug abuse, and the fact that Rich Homie Quan kind of like fell out of the limelight. I think that affected him, yo. But yo, it only affects you, yo, when that's what you live for. You understand? Like if you living for what you gonna call it? If you living for the next person, if you living for congratulations, or you know, just not living for yourself, yo, you gonna have a rough day, yo, in today's society, yo. You gonna have a rough time out this bitch, yo, because that's not the world we living in, yo. We living in a world where everybody's for self. Like ain't no us or we. Everything is I. You understand? Even with the Pat Poose and Remy situation, when I was talking about how people was being told to worry about yourself, ain't even the kids don't even matter no more. Like it's like, yo, we just living in fucked up times, yo. And if you succumb to that shit, if you really let that shit, you know, control your mental, you're gonna be in a fucked up mental space. For real. So it was a guy in my city, right? His name was Chucky. Rest in peace to Chucky too, man. He had committed suicide earlier this year. And I want y'all to listen to his reasonings. Like it was sad though, because Chucky, when he came out young, you know, I did a video on him, talked about how he came out during around the same time when Baltimore hip hop was taking off, and he came out with a clothing line, and it kind of saying Hot Boy Chucky, and his clothing line and the hip hop movement in Baltimore kind of moved at the same time, so it was like a perfect storm for him, because you got everybody rapping, you got the uprise of the internet, and you got this clothing line, and you know, people supporting, people showing out. And I think, yo, he struggled with how to bounce back from that, you know, because a lot of times you got to reinvent yourself in life. You know, I'm going through it now. Like, you know, this YouTube, this is a new venture for me. You know, I sold drugs. Like, that's what I always know. But that's not it no more. You know, you got to move on from that. And now we trying something new. But I want you to listen to his reasoning, yo. It sounded like it was all about money. Even though it was some other issues, but check it out. It was really sad, yo. But, yo, I don't never recommend suicide, yo, because that's selfish, man. Suicide is selfish, yo. But then you had some people that say, well, that's selfish of the other people for wanting him to, you know, for wanting the person to be here that don't want to be here. So I get both angles. I just think it's selfish, yo. So that was this clothing line, Street Runners. Looked like, you know, he was living a high life at one point, and he was relatively young when that shit started. But check him out. I'm gonna also detail some of these situations that he talked about, because some of them is public. And I want.
I never stayed there. I would sleep in my car.
He's still alive.
It just felt so empty. It just felt. Dad was supposed to come home and teach me how to cut hair, and he just did strictly wigs. He called me, texted me, asked me to pick him up, and he ended up finding a ride, and my man ain't come home. My man ain't come home. My man ain't fucking come home, bro. And sometimes I'm like, if your stupid ass would have just went, if your stupid ass was, you didn't have your fucking phone do not disturb, you probably could have picked them up, they'd probably be here. And that shit ate me up for a while. Then me and Black got cool. Like, me and Black was never that cool. He was cool for sports, Paul kites, third football, Paul kites, saying all that shit. I always thought it was like that. Then we started banging. Like, we was banging, we was fucking bitches, we doing all types of stuff.
Like, basically, he going through his life. He ultimately ended up killing himself right back here and back in Drew Hill Park. But he just detailing some of the highlights and lowlights of his life. But it seemed like to me, even though he mentioned other things, it just seemed like to me the fact that he was struggling to get back to where he once was affected him. But like I say, y'all, I think that only gets you like that, yo, when you living for other people. When you living for other people's gratification. Like, you can't do that. You gotta live for yourself, man. And always look at it, yo, as long as you keep going, yo, you ain't gonna fail. You only fail when you quit. Yo, it ain't a such thing as failure, yo, as long as you put everything you got into it.
Black came in my life. Black came in my life and pretty much replaced them, and it was cool. And some niggas texting me green messages. I don't know. I told Black, leave them green messages alone. I was held at gunpoint pretty much more times than I can count on my fingers, but I always had a gun except probably like twice. So I never got robbed, and one time some niggas actually knew, like, yo, bro, that's Chuck. Come on, bro, every time I had a gun, so got out of it. Twice, one time it was a BB gun, the other time, niggas ain't really want to do shit. I talked niggas out of it somehow. My baby mother and my son was in there. Anyways, this nigga, he came to my store like 2 times. Black was in there. That's why I really take a blame for Black shit. Cause he came in there 2 times. All Black was in there. Nothing, man. They talking about Black. Nothing. I get there. So they come back around. They come back. So what phones you got? I'm showing the phone to pull out the Black.
Man, straight up, miss.
Couldn't get to my Black fast enough, of course. Didn't know what to do. But I always thought it was just so tough to be so skinny.
Yeah, me even did.
I thought it was so tough to be so skinny. We charged this nigga. This nigga we won this fight. I had a shot go off, but I seen the ceiling. I fought this nigga.
So he's detailing his homeboy got robbed. Or they robbed the store. He think that the guy that was robbing the store actually came there to rob him. Now he decided not to give it up, and a shot went off because he bucked the robbery. You know.
I seen the bullet hit the ceiling. Well, I seen this smoke in the ceiling. Hey, I'm just fighting the nigga. Fighting the nigga. I'm on the ground. And she like, well, you know, it's crazy. Before this nigga she got a store. I don't know where the gun is or whatever. Anyway, Black gone. It should have been me. It should have been gone. Anyway, shit was ass. Shit was ass. I got a perfect girl, Christian. She's right now with boyfriend. Congratulations on her. Perfect. And I know she probably blamed myself, but honestly, I was never over my baby mother. I was never over my baby mother. That's all that was about. And I got cheated on, and it was like, it got to a point, it's like, that's how the pain I didn't want nobody else to feel. So I would just leave Christian before I cheat. That's all. And now it's like, I've been keeping updated. I've been staying updated with the nigga that killed Dev, court case. Of course, I couldn't go to court. I could have went to court. I was thinking that nigga was gonna get released or he was gonna get life. Nigga ended up getting life. I wanted that nigga dead. I wanted that nigga dead. I like 3 people that I wanted dead in my life. 2 of my fucking dead. I know I'm loved. I know I can make money. I'm not gonna try to sit around, but it's like, I just be sad. I just be sad. Like if you see my DMs and see how many people be trying to mess with me, or you see how many people be interested, it's like, try that, it just don't be fun. It don't be fun. I try love, it don't be fun. I get money, I end up losing it again. Because what? I don't know. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why the fuck I be doing shit I be doing. This shit just don't be fun no more. It's funny. I wasted all this money on clothes and shoes. And somebody made a post one day saying, that nigga got the same pair of 2-3 jeans in. I got enough money. I bought like 20 pair of jeans one day. I don't never wear them. I still got jeans. Anyways, all this bitch with old gas hoodie on. Fucking Christ. I was always thinking I wanted that shit. I never wanted that shit. I barely wear that shit. Anyways, Dad used to tell me to take trips and wear shoes because I always wanted to take trips. It's like, I need 100K for it.
Very, very sad, man. Yeah, so he wound up killing himself after that. So in this video, I went through some of the situations he was talking about. And yo, to me, yo, I don't know, yo. I guess, everybody can't handle pressure, yo, but my advice is keep going. Like, yo, you only lose when you give up. Like, yo, I don't know. It's fucked up, yo, that people continue going that route, because all it affects is the people that loved you, But man, rest in peace, OG Maceo, man. I guess that's that's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted to do. It's just a fucked up situation. It's a fucked up situation. Yo, but yesterday, y'all, we talked about what's it called? The guy that supposed to have been dealing with Remy Ma and the situation with Papoose. The fuck? Come on, y'all. I ain't always do that shit, man. Hold on, man. I ain't see the video. Hold on. I think I know what page it's on. I know what page it's on. Shit. Hold on, y'all. I bet. Yo, one thing, yo, about life, yo, like, yo, people is dying and killing each other and separating families over happiness. Yo, happiness is an emotion that comes and goes. Comes and goes, yo. Like, yo, nobody's gonna be happy all the time. It's not possible. It's not attainable. And you heard Chucky speak about how, he tried love, it didn't make him happy, he tried this. Like, yo, it ain't gonna make you happy. Like, happiness comes from within, man. Comes from within. I was trying to find some shit Whack 100 said. His goofy ass. He was talking about Remy Martin. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. And then I want to go to Easy the Block Captain. Because y'all got to watch this nigga. Like, yo, Remy crazy. Like, this nigga is a stone cold goofball. Stone cold goofball. Whack 100 reacts to Papoose. That's not what I'm looking for. All right, fuck it. Let's go to Easy the Black Hat. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, yo. If y'all can, don't forget to donate to the platform. Hey, Siobhan, appreciate it, yo. Didn't you You sent me what? I think you sent me $15 the other day. I appreciate that, Pimpin'. Appreciate it. Salute to Siobhan, man, for the $15 cash check. I got a video coming out too tonight, y'all. I might save it to tomorrow. But after this live, I'm gonna work on it. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it. Alright, so this is Easy to Block Captain, y'all. So I didn't know. So we watched the clip of it the other day, but we gonna watch this whole shit. Like, this guy is crazy. Like, yo, and Remy even wilder. That's why Remy hating. And if y'all notice what Remy did yesterday was basically tell that Papoose not only dealing with Clarissa, but he's also dealing with a chick in California. So she tried to fuck up his shot. That's what that was. That was Remy Ma trying to fuck up Papoose shot while she's still fucking with yo. But look how happy he is that he getting some clout. That's what I told y'all, yo. We are living in a clout chasing society, yo. Like, if you're not getting talked about, you are nothing. You feel me? And it's like, oh, people really believe that. Like, fuck you, man. Like, yo, you don't have to be talked about to be an honorable person or be a person of status. Like, yo, we just living in some wild times, yo. That people really live and die for this shit. Watch how happy he is, y'all.
I really will.
6 years. Like, he waited for this moment even before Remy. He finally got it. Look, check him out, though. He ready to drop the ball. Yo, like, yo, I don't get it. Like, yo, what's slick about fucking with a married woman? Regardless if they was going through some shit or not. Like, yo, these niggas is crazy, yo. Like, yo, you supposed to be humble. You know what I mean? You need to humble yourself, yo. Come at this like a man. Like, yo, coming at this bitch like a fucking child. As happy as a motherfucker. But you know what they say, right? You know what the saying is, right? How you get them is how you lose them. So, you got this girl from another man. Now, are you willing to make this girl who you got from another man your girl? Easy? Is that what you willing to do? Like, yo, niggas is crazy, yo. Like, yo, this motherfucker head is in the clouds. He said he can't believe he favored you. Ain't lying. It's definitely giving that vibe. You heard me? This shit got Remy looking bad, man. Like, for real, Remy. Like, shorty, you is geeking. Geeking. This nigga act like a fucking 5-year-old. This nigga
I can't lie to you.
This nigga went 7 minutes and ain't even talked yet. Hey, nigga, say something. Nigga. This nigga been talking for 7 minutes and ain't say nothing yet. Like, god damn. That man wife for 2 years, bro. This nigga crazy. 2 years ago, my nigga. Yo, that's wild, man. What type of niggas if you hang? Yo, if one of my homeboys was to tell me, hey, yo, just putting you on point, yo, I'm fucking with this nigga wife. Yeah, man, if you try something, I'm gonna need niggas. What? Say that again? Hey, yo, I'm just putting you on point, yo. I'm fucking with this nigga wife. If he try something, I might need niggas. Man, if you don't leave me the fuck alone, man, get the fuck out my phone, that dumbass shit. Yo, he said he was putting niggas on point. You put niggas on. Yo, this is the problem. Yo. That's why I be trying to bring integrity back. What niggas you got that's gonna ride for that? It's gonna ride for that. They go, that is your problem. Exclusively. That is exclusively your problem, bro. Don't involve me in nothing like that, man. At the end of the day, you ain't even supposed, you out of bounds anyway. You heard me. Yo said he had to put his fucking niggas on point. Like, yo, we living in, I told y'all, this is the last days for real. It's that shit they was talking about in Exodus, in Genesis, whatever one it was. House, regardless if they going through marital troubles or they in the same house, my nigga. What the fuck made you think that he was just gonna be okay with that shit? They still in the same house. And how are you okay? Like, yo, these niggas is wild, man. He mad as shit, yo, 2-piece to a biscuit. Hey, you might gotta sneak in like he snuck you, yo. Fuck it. Why is he gonna be in a rush to rumble you? Like he said, and he already pieced you up. It's your turn. You gotta get back. Figure it out. It's funny, right? Because it's not on Pat. Like, yo, he did what he already got his lick back. So why do you think now you gonna offer this olive branch to fight? It's like, yo, catch me like I caught you. If you want to fight me that bad, catch me like I caught you. And I think that's how Pep is carrying it. Like, yo, this ain't no honor in this shit. Like, yo, what you did wasn't honorable. Talking about it wasn't honorable. You did some backdoor shit. Pep did some backdoor shit back. Now keep it going. He's like, yo, he funny. Yo, that interview or whatever that he called that got Remy looking crazy. Crazy. But let's what y'all talking about. Diddy got a computer in his cell. Let's see. Diddy, where y'all see that at? Diddy computer. Yeah, he definitely wide open. Granted, daily laptop access. Diddy gets special laptop. I thought Diddy give him a laptop. Let's see. Yeah, he definitely wide open. You can motherfucking you can bowl through his nostrils. That motherfucker's so open right now. Federal agents arrested hip-hop mogul. We already know that. But Combs continues to get slammed with new civil cases. Combs was denied bail 3 times. But he can now have a laptop in jail with preloaded discovery material as he prepares for trial. All right, so that's why. So basically what happened is, what's up, Shine? So basically what happened is, since, hey Shine, you know we go live every day at 11. Since the federal government did the little dirty shit with the discovery, y'all remember that they raided the jail and took pictures of all his legal paperwork? That's why the judge said, well, look, you'll get a computer. So now they can't just access your computer no more. But that's still, I want to know how that's going to work. Like, how would that work? He must can't have nothing on a computer at all. Fuck. All right, let's continue reading. He said, here's what to know. Yeah, but that's why they did it, true. And who else was that said something about the laptop? That makes sense. If they ain't gonna give him a bail, they should have gave him a bail. Sean Diddy Combs can have a laptop in jail, but he can only view the preloaded material. Okay. Sean Diddy Combs lives in the message. Why the fuck they write he lives there? These motherfuckers crazy. He's visiting. Sean Diddy Combs lives in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a notoriously difficult jail. While Combs tried to get bail 3 times, 3 judges denied his request. Now Combs has to prepare for his trial in May 2025 from behind bars. However, he has access to a laptop preloaded with discovery material. Combs' laptop cannot be used for any purpose other than viewing the preloaded material. It also can't be used to store or take notes. According to the order obtained by DailyMail.com, Combs can use the technology 7 days per week from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This can be in his unit visiting room or in his unit VTC room. What the fuck is that? What is that, the housing unit? The purpose of a discovery laptop is to review discovery, not to take store notes. Not to take or store notes. Okay. Not to take or store notes. Judge Aaron Sumerianian wrote, it is the court understand that the laptop has been preloaded with discovery materials, but does not allow any functional beyond reviewing those materials. So he don't got the internet. While the public has divided opinions regarding the laptop usage, Combs' lawyer, Mark, Agnifilo, penned a letter in early December 2024 stating Combs did not receive the same treatment as other inmates and still waited on the laptop. We write on behalf of Mr. Combs to request that the court direct the MDC to provide Mr. Combs with the laptop prepared for him by the government. I wouldn't even trust that laptop. Agnifilo wrote, Mr. Combs has still not been provided with the laptop despite numerous inquiries by defense counsel. So y'all, this more than likely, this probably happened at that last bail hearing. They probably filed a motion shortly after that last bail hearing. If minors are involved, we already seen that. No, they trying to money. Ain't no minors involved in his shit. Might get special treatment behind bars. Ain't no minors in Diddy case, y'all. Sean Diddy Combs didn't earn bail, however. Former inmates at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn told U.S. Weekly that Combs could receive special treatment if the guards like him. If the guards take a liking to Diddy, he will get extra food, extra time out of his cell, one former inmate said. These niggas telling. He's rich, so they might not treat him so bad as a form of extortion. Another former inmate, whatever. However, Combs' fellow inmates might not like him due to the allegations against him. Prison consultant Sam Mangle told the publication that sexual offenders are often. He's not a sexual offender though. I mean, that is true, but then he's locked up for fighting Cassie. Yeah, I wouldn't even trust that, Edward. Oh, so Shane, you said every inmate has a tablet. All right, so that's not even news then. So why are they trying to make it seem like this news? This ain't even news. If every inmate got a tablet. Okay. So he was giving back his discovery paperwork that they stole from him. Well, I don't think they ever stole it. They just took pictures of it. All right, y'all, but now we got Lil Durk, y'all. Lil Durk. Everybody's writing Lil Durk off right now. And I don't think the federal government case is strong as they want people to believe. In either case. Because if it was, y'all. Hey Shannon, you say you're a Fed, right? The federal government don't like showing their hand. Why would they show their hand like this? Why would they release? Hold on, let's check this fuck boy out. Why would they release material that was sealed? Now, if y'all seen that video I did earlier, I think they released it because that was the only way they can keep him behind bars. Or at least not the only way. They thought that was their way of securing him behind bars. Let me say that. Now, let's see if Trench's News over here lying to people.
The way. So Marley ran south and he ran north. You know what I'm saying? So you know Marley ain't with you. You ain't got your cell phone. What the fuck is you hollering Marley for though? You bring it.
Now Marley is not there. It's not his real name. So what they did was, is more likely, I think it's Trench's News who was CHS1. They brought somebody that was familiar with this guy that can verify that, yeah, that's his nickname is Marley. Yo, but that's all hearsay evidence, yo. Like they can use that, yo, but that's bogus
you make
to
your
me.
neighbors look out the window and shit. Yo, Marley! Who ain't gonna look out their window? You know what's some nosy ass old person on the block looking out.
He happy as a motherfucker, boy. He ready to get another payday. He is so happy that them boys in trouble. And yo, this is the first back and forth I had with this goofball. Cause he was lying to everybody, telling everybody, man, Durk done, man. They got him for murder for hire, man. They got him for murder for hire. And I'm like, yo, hold up, yo, y'all, you not reading that evidence right. They need one of them boys to talk. I said that 8 months ago, and I showed y'all the video yesterday. 8 months ago, that's what I said. They need them boys to talk. But I didn't even know about the cell phone. The cell phone is the real holdup. So what the feds need right now, and what they're hoping to get. If y'all seen that video I did earlier, I showed y'all that Apple has been in litigation with the feds before. And Apple is over top of the feds, believe it or not. Like, Apple, what Apple say goes. So right now, Apple is beefing with the federal government because they don't release encrypted data. You know, they're not doing it. So what's going on with this phone that was left in the car is the iPhone. And Chicago PD been trying to get into this iPhone for 2 years. Handed it over to the federal government. Still can't get into the iPhone. Now they got some information, but they trying to get the text messages. That was that warrant that we read. That warrant was to say it's a phone. We trying to get these messages, but they can't get them. And they've been trying for 2 years, so I'm of the mind frame. If they ain't get them yet, what the fuck you gonna do now? They ain't gonna get them. Unless technology change in the next, couple days or next couple months. But what's the odds of that? Technology do change, but I don't think it changed daily or monthly. That shit changed yearly. So they might can get them one day. But more than likely, I think if they want to secure, have an ironclad case, open and shut case, they gotta get into that phone. They gotta get into that phone. And the reason why they gotta get into that phone is because when you go, let me show y'all. When we go through the text messages, right? Yo, that fuckboy page. When we go through the text messages, let me show y'all. That like button, subscribe to the channel, yo. If y'all want to, hit the Cash App, donate to the platform, support the movement. All right. So this is the warrant, and I showed y'all my own search and seizure warrants for cell phone material. Yesterday, I showed y'all my paperwork. All right. Let's get to the text messages. Background on Montgomery. And CHS1, I don't trust CHS1 because it don't make sense. CHS1 said Durk is putting hits on anybody that's BD or GD. Look, CHS1 reported that Lil Durk was and still is offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically, offering to pay money for any gangster disciples that is killed. Like, yo, come on now. He just got money on any GD that's killed. Anyone. Get the fuck out of here, man. And y'all, I don't know if this Trench's news or not, but I think it may be. But Trench's news testimony, y'all remember the paperwork we read in the O Block trial, right? And y'all remember it was issues with his testimony. He lied on the stand and everything. He lied about payment. And he didn't even know the guys. But let's get to the text messages. So what happened, y'all? This what ultimately happened. So you see this picture, right? So they end up leaving the car. So what happened is this is Stephen Mack. Stephen Mack ran. So these guys, more than likely, what they're saying is they got out and chased them. Now, I don't know how many gunshots was fired, but I'm of the mind frame that once they chased them and gunshots got to letting off, people probably came outside. It was too much of a disruption for them to run back to the car. So they didn't run back to the car. So they end up running their own separate ways. Look, you got him chasing them. He ultimately ended up getting out the car. Now he all the way down that motherfucker. Then you got the other guy. He ran down this way. It just was a terrible situation. Oh shit, I know. And Sprint. I know. I told you Sprint gave up my motherfucking look. Sprint gave up my motherfucking documents like it wasn't nothing. Here you go. Here you go. Look, I showed y'all this. I have somebody's name on it. Look, I showed y'all this yesterday. Like they look. Sprint, Nextel, Singular Wireless, AT&T, court orders, cellular telephones, Corporal Trivet and Detective Comeback obtained court orders for the honorable judge, whoever, for official records from the telephone carriers of the following telephone numbers. And they give them bitches up. No problem. But Apple don't do that. Apple ain't doing it. Apple ain't doing it. Hold on, let me see something. This is a subpoena for Nextel. Remember Nextel was back in the day, y'all? Y'all know I'm old. This is a subpoena for Nextel. I remember that number too. That was a burner phone though. They couldn't get shit out of that phone. I can show y'all the paperwork. All right, look. Here go, look. Look at this. By the service of this order upon you by Detective Bernard Crumback, who is authorized to serve it, you hereby command and required to produce and deliver. Based on emergency extension circumstances, you are hereby ordered to produce any and all listed, non-listed, and non-published telephone numbers and associated numbers, billing, credit information, and subscriber information, and historical call detail records of all incoming and outgoing calls obtained from target number, whatever. Information sought is related to a legitimate law enforcement inquiry, specifically the investigation of a homicide. The information sought relates to a phone number related to evidence discovered at the scene of a homicide. You may comply with this order by furnishing the requested information and or records directly to Detective of Baltimore County Department, Jappa Road. Failure to comply with this order will render you liable to proceedings in Circuit Court of Maryland to enforce obedience to requirement of this order and to punish default or disobeying. You are not to disclose the existence of this request from date of this request. Any such disclosure would impede the investigation. So, yeah. Sprint. All right, so look, what I was trying to show y'all, the text message information. This is why they got to get into that phone. This is the phone right here. This is the feds think this phone can crack the investigation wide open. But they can't get into it. Look. CPD has executed the search warrant on subject phone 1, but had been unable to get into subject phone 1. The FBI has since executed the search warrant of subject phone 1 and is attempting to get into subject phone 1. According to records and information provided by Apple, the Apple account linked to the IME number, whatever, subject phone 1 belongs to Montgomery, with an associated phone number of 773, whatever, a primary email address of whatever, a secondary email address, and an associate residential address at whatever. They can't get into the phone. But I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why that phone, to them at least, the phone could have nothing. But to them at least, it's everything. Because they think that phone can tie dirt to the murder. That's what they think. Let me show y'all. That like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, share the live. Yo, do y'all be sharing the live, y'all? I be forgetting to say share the live. They're not gonna get the phones. OG. Apple don't do that. Apple don't work with the police. Not to that level. You know, they'll give you some information. All right, here you go. All right, so look. All right, here we go. Let's start right here. All right. Yeah, no, they didn't, y'all. They didn't. Apple, yo, come on, OG. You don't know what you're talking about. Y'all already looked it up, bro. You see that video I did earlier? Yeah, I didn't have an Apple phone. Apple wasn't even out at that time. On or about, it's just Apple. It's not every phone company. It's just Apple. On or about February 19th, 2022, Montgomery was arrested by Illinois State Police after fleeing from a stolen vehicle. According to records I reviewed from the New Lenox Police Department, Montgomery's cell phone was inventoried by the Illinois State Police when Montgomery was arrested. The phone recovered from Montgomery was an Apple iPhone 12 Pro with telephone number. AT&T records for subject phone 2 revealed that this device used the cell phone number. All right. They got that phone 6 days after the killing of Mac. You can't, bro. The fuck, why would you think I'd be doing all this, yo? You can't. You can't. Do I gotta look it up? I'm gonna look it up for you next. Right after this. All right, so look. So it was a conversation between Powell and the other guy. All right. Law enforcement discovered a series of text messages exchanged between the user of subject phone 2 and Powell phone 2, saved as a contact in subject phone 2 under Powell's nickname, Marley 2. The exchange of messages that law enforcement discovered reads as follows. From Powell phone 2 to subject phone 2. What's up? See, this happened after the murder. They want the conversations before the murder. And they think that's in Powell phone 2. But Powell phone 2 is the iPhone that they can't unlock. From subject phone 2 to Powell phone 2. Nothing. From Powell phone 2 to subject phone 2. What you mean they not paying? That's good for dirt. What you mean they not paying? Defense attorney will have a field day with that if they was to come down with charges. From subject phone 2 to Powell phone 2. We waiting. He comes up here on the 17th. From Powell phone 2 to subject phone 2. Stand on that while you with Durk now. From Powell phone 2 to subject phone 2. Did Durk give you that money? This exchange of messages began 14 days after Mac was murdered. Based on my training, experience, and knowledge of this investigation, I believe when user of Powell phone 2 asked the user of subject phone 2 what's up with OTF, that the two are discussing Lil Durk and his affiliates based on open source research and my conversation with CHS1, open source research and social media postings. That's why I think CHS1 is Trench's News. I know that Lil Durk and Trench's News told me he's going to be involved in this case. I know that Lil Durk record label is named Only the Family, commonly referred to as OTF. Based on my review of social media postings and music videos released by members signed to Lil Durk's label, including Lil Durk, I know that OTF members commonly have tattoos or other paraphernalia displaying OTF. Yeah, he's slow, man. He's slow. All right, so let me show what's the calm that Apple don't allow you to get in phones. So that phone is important to them, y'all, because that phone, they think it was some text messages exchanged before the murder. That's phone 1. Let's see if they talk about phone 1 again before I go. All right. Apple lawsuit with the federal government over not giving information. Judge tell Apple to unlock shooter's iPhone. Check it out. OG Swank. No, it's not even that, y'all. It's not. Everybody need court orders. They not doing it. They're not doing it. Apple is bigger than the government, y'all. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand how big Apple is as a company? How big Google is as a company? You can't make them people do nothing. You can't make them do nothing. Did y'all see the Senate hearing? Did y'all see the Senate hearing during the pandemic when Apple, Google, Facebook, and all those guys, they had to sit in front of the committee? Had to sit in front of the committee? Nobody's saying that. Man, you should have heard how they was talking. They can't make them do nothing. Not the feds. Can't make them do a goddamn thing. I'm trying to tell you. My bad, y'all. No, it's not even. It's yo, these social media companies are giants, man. They giants. So this is the case. This is the case. This was a terrorist. You talking about Lil Durk. This was a terrorist. Apple is a government. You ain't lying, cuz.
A devastating terror attack in San Bernardino, and a key question still unanswered. Did shooter Syed Farouk communicate with terrorists overseas? The FBI has been frustrated that it hasn't been able to find out.
We still have one of those killer's phones that we have not been able to open. And it's been over 2 months now. We're still working on it.
Tonight, the FBI could be closer to unlocking Farouk's iPhone. A federal judge has ordered Apple to help the Bureau break into his phone. Worth it to try to find out what that terrorist was doing?
Well, certainly. If you want to know what, you can't, the old saying of connect the dots. You can't connect the dots if you can't collect them. And that's the problem here.
Apple doesn't hold the key to unlock Farouk's iPhone. The only way to do that is with his passcode, which isn't stored on Apple's servers. The FBI could have tried to guess his passcode, but there are 10,000 possible 4-digit PIN numbers. And if agents guessed wrong 10 times, all the data, all the content could be permanently erased from Farouk's phone.
Come on, y'all.
Potential evidence lost. So tonight, the FBI wants Apple to design software that would allow investigators to guess a passcode as many times as they need to break in. Apple is angry with the judge's order and is trying to prevent the FBI from accessing phones like Farouk's, but also phones like yours. In a letter, Apple CEO Tim Cook says, quote, "The government is asking Apple to hack our own users and undermine decades of security advancements that protect our customers." A top privacy advocate says there are all kinds of vulnerabilities once the FBI can unlock encrypted phones.
Once you build in this back door, it's not necessarily the FBI agent acting pursuant to the warrant that gets access. It could be a criminal hacker. It could be the Chinese government. It could be your industrial adversaries. You really don't know.
Apple's business model is based on the idea that customers like us put our credit card numbers, our health information, all kinds of personal data on our phones because of the fact that they are encrypted, and no one, not even Apple, can touch that. Now, Apple is expected to appeal the judge's order, and this case could go all the way to the Supreme Court. Wolf?
But unlocking the passcode, Brian, on a suspect's phone is often...
Apple don't do that. And they fighting the government on it. And it's been going on for a while, man. Apple is not helping them people getting that phone. iPhone been hacked before? I don't got no Apple phone. Come on, yo. I don't just be saying shit. Yo, like y'all be tripping me out, yo. Like y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Apple won't help the feds unlock terrorist phone. That was 8 years ago. This is 4 years ago. It's 4 years ago. They still ain't helping them. This is a terrorist. You talking about Durk. They're going to get in the phone. No, the fuck they're not. They're not getting to the phone. What are you talking about, man? So you would think there'd be more right. AOG, think about what you're saying. They didn't allow them to get into a terrorist phone. Yeah, but hack mean how? What kind of hack? What kind of hack? What information was stolen? I'm not saying they don't control it. I'm telling you they don't work with I'm just saying they don't work with the feds. That's all I'm saying. And this is another case that they've been trying to get in that phone for 2 years, bro. If they ain't getting that phone in 2 years, they ain't getting in that phone. You keep telling me you have your own mind, yo, but you're moving opposite of the facts, bro. Like that's that dumb shit. Like you can have your own mind, but if the facts are in front of you, you keep talking about you have your own mind. You just read in the indictment that they can't get into the phone. The feds can't get into the phone. I took you to YouTube. I showed you a case where they couldn't get into a terrorist phone. I'm taking you to articles where it's telling you Apple won't help FBI unlock terrorist phone. And you gonna come back with, I have my own mind. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, that's troll shit, bro. Like, that's troll shit, y'all. On Monday, Attorney General William Barr made a very public appeal to Apple to unlock the iPhone of the shooter in last month's attack at Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida. Barr has been outspoken about his belief that tech companies have an obligation to provide access to encrypted devices when requested by law enforcement. And Apple has been steadfast in its position that it not only won't comply, but can't. They can't comply. It's not that they won't, they can't. They do, y'all. That's what the feds think. The feds think that phone is going to tie Durk to that case, but they can't get in it. Durk got a motherfucking horseshoe up his ass. They can't get in it. In the most prominent example, the company actually defied to a court order to look. They defied a court order. This is Apple, yo. They bigger than the government. They bigger than the government. How many people defies a court order and don't get in trouble? How many people can defy a court order and don't get in trouble? All right, but was his phone locked? Was it locked? Or was it unlocked? Your phone, man couldn't have been locked. It couldn't have been locked unless he gave him the password. Right, Benji. Right, Benji. If they could have gotten the phone, they would have already gotten the phone, bro. 2 years done passed. They ain't getting in the phone. The fuck? Like, would you want another 5 more years? Like, that's why I say if technology changed, they might hit Durk 5 years down the line. Or they might just go with the evidence that they got now, but they ain't getting in that phone, yo, no time soon. The company actually defied a court order to unlock the device belonging to San Bernardino's mass shooter. The FBI eventually accessed that device without working with a third-party security firm. It's not hard to argue, so they got into the phone working with a third-party security firm. It's not hard to argue, but Apple ain't helping you. It's not hard to argue that Apple should do everything it can to help fight crime and terrorism. And to that end, the company has already turned over all the data it had in its possession. The information was stored on Apple's iCloud server. The iPhone, it says, is different because the company is unable to decrypt the device without either the user passcode, Face ID, or fingerprint, depending on the specific device. In fact, Apple Transparency Report says it has responded to over 125,000 such government requests for information and has turned over what information it has when asked by law enforcement. Besides, both sides have a lot at stake in this battle. Law enforcement obviously has a vested interest in fighting crime and stopping terrorist attacks. No one questions that. The question is whether or not tech companies should be required to build encrypted devices with a back door. By the way, there is no such thing. If a device has a back door, it's not encrypted. In fact, CES just last week, Apple's senior director of global privacy, Jane Harvath, said that end-to-end encryption is critically important to the service we rely on. And with regard to fighting terrorism, she continued that building a back door to encryption is not the way we're going to solve those issues. We have maintained there is no such thing as a back door for the good guys. Back doors can also be exploited by those who threaten our national security and the data security of our customers. Today, law enforcement has access to more data than ever before in history, so Americans do not have to choose between weakening encryption and solving investigations. We feel strongly encryption is vital to protecting our country and our users' data. In fact, the New York Times is reporting that sources familiar with the company's position says it will refuse to comply with any efforts to force it to break its encryption. Barr has also called for legislation requiring tech companies to build a backdoor for law enforcement. While that may seem good for public safety, what happens when someone is able to get access to your personal information like health or financial data? What happens when someone can access photos of your family or your messaging history? Apple can't comply with the FBI, no matter how noble the cause, no matter how much the Attorney General protests, because while it's true that encryption means that some information won't be accessible to law enforcement, the alternative is that all of our information will be at risk. If there's a backdoor for the good guys, you better believe that the bad guys will figure out how to exploit it. Which is the point. And the Attorney General knows that to be the case. According to the same Time report, the FBI top attorney has already sent a written request to Apple, to which the company responded with the information it could access on its server. The current appeal was meant to put pressure on companies by bringing attention to a highly publicized case and put Apple on the wrong side of terrorism. No one wants to be on the side of terrorism, but being for encryption isn't the same as enabling crime. In fact, it actually prevents crime every day. And while events like that happens in Pensacola or San Bernardino are horrific tragedies, it would be another tragedy to lose the ability to protect our information. Apple knows this, and so does the Department of Justice. Neither side is likely to back down, but Apple clearly has more at stake. Actually, we all do, since there is no winner if all of our information is at risk. That's the issue in Durk case. The feds think it's messages. The feds think it's messages in that phone. What the fuck am I looking up Cellbrite for? Cellbrite ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, bro. Who innocent? Yo, I'm just saying, yo, why is it taking them so long? Like, why is it taking them? You don't think real? You don't think they know about Cellbrite? I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying that's the issue. Apple not helping them. Now, if they can go through a third party and get into it, then that's what they're gonna have to do. My position is Apple isn't helping them. That was my position. Apple is not helping them get into that phone. Now they might can go through somebody else, but that's the issue. And that's not to say, what if nothing's in the phone? No, that's just a shot in the dark. They hoping they can. What they're looking for in that phone is a text message between Durk or somebody close to Durk in Montgomery that says, "Yo, Durk, we on our way," or "We gonna have this bread," or "Yo, I got this amount of money for this person." That's what they looking for. You ain't had to delete it, Edward. How I'm not keeping the G? I'm telling the truth. Real, how do they already got it? Where you see that in the paperwork? Where in the paperwork do they say they already got it? Because what we saying in the paperwork, it said they don't. It said they don't already got it. So where are you saying in the paperwork? They just want to argue. Yo, what are you talking about? Yeah, he left the phone, but they can't get in the phone. I just read it to you, bro. Like, see, that's the troll shit, yo. The mama didn't tell anything. Yo, they are looking for. Yo, can't nobody tell what's in that phone. The guys, the shooters ain't telling. They want to find a message in that phone that say, "Yo, we got $40,000 to kill D-Thing shooter." The mother can't say that. The mother don't know anything like that. Only thing the mother said was, I wasn't in the car with my daughter. That's what the mother said. Like, where y'all getting your information from? Yo, we read all the paperwork. Yo, listen. Those guys are done. I'm talking about Durk. The shooters are done. I'm not making no case. They done. They got mounting evidence against them. So either those guys gonna have to tell, or they're gonna have to get into this phone and hopefully they can find what they're looking for. I'm talking about Durk, bro. I'm talking about Durk. See, that's what I'm saying. You so busy trolling. I've been talking about Durk the whole time. Them boys are done. We read the evidence. They can't get off on nothing. They done. They got them on videotape. They got the car. They got fingerprints. Them boys are done. They done. I'm talking about Durk. They gotta charge him first, real. You was trolling, yo, cause you just did all of that back and forth, and you ain't even talking about the same thing I'm talking about. We ain't even talking about the same thing. You're talking about something totally different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in reference to Durk. The shooters, they got them. They got too much evidence on them. For one, the girl wasn't never supposed to reference anybody else. You know, when you get questioned, if you decide to answer questions, yo, you never bring up another person. I mean, it's a possibility he never come home. See, this is my thing, yo. My thing is, I'm trying to show y'all what's strong evidence versus what's not strong evidence. Whether he come home or not, hey. But I'm telling you, some of this evidence ain't strong. That text message of, don't use no names associated to mine, that's not strong evidence. It's not strong evidence. That can be argued. Strong evidence can't be argued. Like yesterday. Y'all seen that live yesterday. Y'all wasn't even here. Well, I showed y'all the paperwork. I showed y'all this. Let me show y'all this again for the new people. I showed y'all this. This is actual paperwork. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. So look. This is actual paperwork. Right? Y'all see that? Actual paperwork. Number 1, jacket, baggie, cell phone, baseball hat, open package of gum, driver's license. So what was told all through my case was driver's license was found on the scene. Right? This is the same down here. That's the same. But actually, the driver's license is over here. Not on the scene. Not on the scene. So by this driver's license being all the way over here, that's not as strong as if the driver's license was right here. This is what I'm trying. It don't matter state or federal. The evidence is evidence. This is what I'm trying to explain. Benzo, you can argue this. You can't argue this. You can't argue this. But how they presented it throughout the whole time was, oh, we found a license on the scene. But they didn't find a license on the scene. They found a license 35 feet away on a whole nother street. On a whole nother street. Because it don't matter for what I'm talking about specifically. I'm talking about evidence, strong versus weak. I didn't beat it. I copped out. I'm talking about strong versus weak. Now, I can say, man, I got into it with my girl. She threw my license out the window. She threw my license out the window. How's it strong? How you know if it's strong to the judge? The judge probably didn't even reviewed all the facts. Now, if they found this license right here, then it's like, damn. What can you say? They found the license 5 feet away from wherever. So what can you say in that sense? I'm just showing y'all the difference, y'all. Like, yeah, it's evidence. Yo, judges, they're gonna deny your bail. That don't mean strong. That don't mean it's a strong case because they denied your bail. They denied Durk bail because the feds came up with that. The feds came up with that motherfucking They denied Durk bail because the feds dropped the bomb, and the bomb was, look, he under investigation for another murder. But why would they drop a bomb? Why would they do that, yo? If the feds thought they had a strong case, think about this, yo. Use common sense, OG and Real. I just need y'all to use common sense. If the feds thought, right, that they had a strong case, why would they unseal documents? Why would they do that? Because they do that, yo. They pick people up. They pick people up hoping people will break. That's the goal. The goal is we're going to round them up. Hopefully we can get one of them to turn. And it strengthens our case. Now they can go, see this, y'all don't understand court cases, y'all. Now they can try you with the evidence that they have. But I'm talking about in order to have a rock solid case. In order to have a rock solid case, they need another rat. Not saying that they can't convict them with what they have. I'm not saying that. Yeah, they can convict them with what they got. But the case ain't rock solid. Matter of fact, let's go to the old block paperwork. Let's go to the old block paperwork. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. We ready to go to the old block paperwork. We ready to go to C thing, motion for acquittal. C-Thing filed a motion for acquittal with the judge. Now I want y'all to listen to this motion. Because y'all thought that case was rock solid. Listen to what his defense attorney is saying about the United States government case. Now, I know your defense attorney job is to defend. Yo, but he shouldn't be able to make some of these claims. If the case was rock solid, like people say, he wouldn't be able to say some of these things. And I'm not reading it. I'm going to let the girl read it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Charles Liggins, motion for acquittal. I'm going to get to the part where he's talking about these witnesses. Trenches News, FBG Butter, and the other guy. Look at this. Look at this. No one who was present on Oak Street at the time of the shooting testified that Charles Liggins was present at that location, much less involved in the shooting. Video footage of the Oak Street shooting was introduced. However, no witness identified Charles Liggins in that video footage. No forensic or physical evidence put Charles Liggins on Oak Street at the time of the shooting. In fact, the government forensic cell site analyst established that during the time of the murder, Charles Liggins' phone was not on Oak Street, but was in fact at Parkway Gardens. There was no evidence that Charles Liggins made any statements admitting to involvement in the shooting. No witness testified to overhearing any conversation between Charles Liggins and any of the alleged co-conspirators discussing the murder. Although the government claimed that the defendant at Parkway Gardens were notified that Carlton Weekly was on Oak Street by a phone call allegedly made by defendant Ralph Turpin, there was no proof any such phone call to any of the defendants, much less Charles Liggins. Like, look at this shit, y'all. Thus, even the initial incident that they allegedly precipitated the shooting was not proved. Like, yo, the feds be slipping. These are not the feds are old. They didn't all tell. Nobody told. What are you talking about? Just saying anything. Look.
Instead, the government's claim that Charles Liggins was involved in the shooting on Oak Street is based solely on identifications made by 4 witnesses.
So anybody got convicted. They went to trial and got convicted. But ain't nobody been sentenced yet. Their sentencing keep getting postponed because I think some of these cases are going to get overturned.
On Oak Street is based solely on identifications made by 4 witnesses: David Sloan, Martell Wiley, Tiffany Huff, and Terrence Garrett. None of those 4 witnesses was on Oak Street at the time of the murder. None of those 4 witnesses identified Charles Liggins in the video footage of the shooting on Oak Street. Instead, the witnesses purported to identify Charles Liggins going up and down a stairwell at Parkway Gardens before and after the time of the murder from Parkway Gardens security video. Camtasia Video Government, X2000. However, none of the 4 witnesses were in the stairwell at the time the security video was recorded, so none of the 4 witnesses had any personal case. 1:21 CR 00618 who actually was going up or down the stairs at the time. Instead, the witnesses were directed to look at poor quality security video of persons walking or running in unlit stairwells with dark shadows and distorting backlighting. There were no clear, full-face, well-lit views of the persons these witnesses identified as Charles Liggins. Some were twisted dark side views of persons without clear, identifiable, or unique facial details. Others were of persons seen only from the back.
Case was garbage.
The poor quality
Old Black case was garbage. The whole internet, they done. I'm telling y'all, the case was garbage. Listen to it. This is the case. This is the case. Case was garbage. Trash. Some of these, C-Thing and Muwap case around get overturned.
Back, by itself, The poor quality and limited perspective of the video, which the witnesses viewed alone, establishes that their identification testimony is insufficient to support Charles Liggins' convictions. Additionally, none of the 4 witnesses had sufficient familiarity with Charles Liggins' appearance in August of 2020 to make an identification sufficient to support these convictions. David Sloan initially claimed to have lived at Parkway Gardens from 2011 to 2018 and have hung around there until 2021. It was eventually established that starting in 2015, Sloan was living primarily in North Dakota, either with his family or in jail. And it was undisputed that
how did they allow him to testify? How did they allow him to testify? He was living in North Dakota. Like, this is the dirty tactics that the feds use and get away with to get convictions. But that's why federal convictions get overturned. Their convictions get overturned. Now, you might sit for a while, but in this case, they haven't even been sentenced yet. They supposed to been got sentenced. What's the holdup? What's the holdup?
It was undisputed that Sloan was in jail from May 2020 through March.
No, I ain't saying they're innocent. I'm saying you gotta prove
After
it.
repeatedly failing to name Charles Liggins as a member or leader of O-Block on direct examination, the government simply fed Sloan Mr. Liggins' name. TR 5229 to 5235. However, Sloan immediately clarified that he never had any personal relationship with Charles Liggins. TR 5235 5313.
Look.
On cross-examination, Sloan went even farther, admitting that in fact he had never personally met or spoken to Charles Liggins.
Look.
TR 5606.
Listen to this shit, man. Like, are y'all cool with people getting found guilty with this type of evidence? This is bogus. This is why it be innocent motherfuckers locked up for 30 and 40 years, because y'all be okay with people being convicted off of this. This is bogus, man. It's bogus evidence.
5606. Based on the evidence presented, Sloan simply had no basis of knowledge from which to make a physical identification of Charles Liggins as of August 4th, 2020. Adding case 1:21 CR 00618 document hashtag. Charles Liggins. Charles Liggins.
Come on, y'all.
Charles Liggins' motion. Knowledge of who actually was going up or down the stairs at the time. Instead, the witnesses were directed to look at poor quality security video of persons walking or running in unlit stairwells with dark shadows and distorting backlighting. There were no clear full face, well-lit views of the persons these witnesses identified as Charles Liggins.
Y'all cool with people getting life with this type of evidence. There were no clear full face, well-lit views of persons these witnesses identified as Charles Liggins. Like, yo, this is how it's so many motherfuckers with their whole life thrown away. Because people is cool with people getting sentenced to life in prison with this. This is dirty work. This is dirty work.
Identified as Charles Liggins. Some were twisted dark side views of persons without clear, identifiable, or unique facial details.
Fight against it.
Others were a person seen only from the back. By itself, the poor quality and limited perspective of the video, which the witnesses viewed alone, establishes that their identification testimony.
Yeah, Rob, but listen to the evidence they're using. Listen to the evidence they're using.
Viewed alone establishes that their identification testimony is insufficient to support Charles Liggins' convictions.
Listen to this.
Additionally, none of the four witnesses had sufficient familiarity with Charles Liggins' appearance in August of 2020 to...
None of the four witnesses. They let four witnesses testify, and none of them had sufficient familiarity with Charles Liggins' appearance in August of 2020.
Liggins' appearance in August of 2020 to make an identification sufficient to support these convictions. David Sloan initially claimed to have lived at Parkway Gardens from 2011 to 2018 and to have hung around there until 2021. It was eventually established that starting in 2015, Sloan was living primarily in North Dakota, either with his family or in jail. And it was undisputed that Sloan was in jail from May 2020 through March of 2021. After repeatedly failing to name Charles Liggins as a member or leader of O-Block on direct examination, the government simply fed Sloan Mr. Liggins' name. TR 5229.
The government fed.
However,
the government fed the witness Charles Liggins' name. He didn't even know the guy.
However, Sloan immediately clarified that he never had any personal relationship
didn't even know him.
with Charles Liggins. There's a what? On cross-examination, Sloan went even farther, admitting that in fact he had never personally met or spoken to Charles Liggins.
Come on now.
Hey, why
the fuck is he speaking a different language?
Sloan simply had no basis of knowledge from which to make a physical identification of Charles Liggins as of August 4th, 2020. Adding Kit.
Come on, y'all. This is dirty work, y'all. It's dirty. And motherfuckers is over that bitch championing this bullshit. These boys, this boy right here should not be sitting in prison with no life sentence looming over his head with this lack of evidence. It's lack of evidence. Look. All these informants was paid.
Charles Liggins. To Sloan's lack of knowledge regarding Charles Liggins' appearance at that time, Sloan was a paid informant who had received over $20,000, was still on the government payroll, received immunity for his testimony, was hoping that his testimony would help him obtain a favorable disposition in a pending state gun case, and falsely reported to the FBI at the beginning of the trial that the defendants had recently murdered his brother. Similarly, the witness Martell Wiley had insufficient knowledge of Charles Liggins to make an identification of him in the security video. Wiley testified that he was in Parkway Gardens from approximately 2006 to 2011 when he moved out, many years before August 2020. Wiley did not testify.
He moved out in 2011, but 9 years later, they letting him testify that, yo, I know that C thing. 9 years later. How do you let a person testify as to a person identification that you haven't seen in 9 years?
Before August 2020, Wiley did not testify to any personal contact or relationship with Charles Liggins such that he would have knowledge of Liggins' physical appearance in 2011, much less in 2020. Wiley claimed to have met Charles Liggins in 2008 or 2009, more than a decade before the shooting.
The last time Trench's News saying C-Thing was 2008 and 2009. But you bring this man to court and testify that I know that C-Thing. Come on now, y'all. It's bogus.
More than a decade before the shooting. When asked how many times he saw Charles Liggins at Parkway Gardens, Wiley's answer was a few times.
Yo, why he keeps speaking that
sufficient knowledge on which to base an identification. Wiley was a paid informant who received almost $25,000 from the FBI. Although on the stand, Wiley denied receiving most of that money and claimed the FBI was lying about the payments. This was only one of the many lies Wiley told on the stand, many of which were established by stipulation.
They stipulated, which means we're going to bring this back up. His whole fucking testimony. Like, yo, this whole case was garbage, man. Whole case was garbage. I've been telling y'all that from the beginning. Now listen to this.
Charles Liggins.
Listen to this.
The third identification witness, Tiffany Huff, testified that she had never seen Charles Liggins in person.
How the fuck did she testify and she ain't never seen the man? Yeah, we did. Give me my money. We just heard the witness get on. You came late. You might as well cash out my $20 right now. Hit the cash app. Might as well hit the cash app. That's how he be sounding. Nah, that's how he be sounding. Like how they allowed 3 people to testify that never had. They ain't look. Look at this girl. Tiffany Huff. Tiffany Huff testified that she had never seen Charles Liggins in person. She never spent any time with Charles Liggins and did not know him personally. Huff has seen Charles Liggins only on social media. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here, man. They didn't tell. We talking about only these snitches told. Ain't none of them old black boys tell.
Charles Liggins in person. She never spent any time with Charles Liggins and did not know him personally.
This is the feds.
Huff had seen Charles Liggins.
This is the feds who y'all be touting. Oh, the feds got a 99% conviction rate. The feds are fucking dirty. They dirty. They play a dirty game. They do backhanded shit. They're going above and beyond the law. Shit should be illegal. Play by the rules. Now, ain't none of them old black boys tell.
Know him personally. Huff had seen Charles Liggins only on social media video and photographs during the time period from 2010 to 2016. TR, 7376 to 7382, 7410 to 7413. Again, this exposure is an insufficient basis on which to make any identification. Much case. 1:21 CR 00618 document hashtag.
Yes.
551 filed. August 7th. 24-page 7 of 44-page AD hashtag. 14907. -8. Less an identification of a person on unclear security video. Ms. Huff, who admitted she felt intimidated and threatened by the prosecution and who sat in the courtroom in violation.
She felt intimidated and they threatened her. This is the feds y'all keep talking about. This is the feds. Dirty. Ms. Huff, who admitted she felt intimidated and threatened by the prosecution. This girl got on stand and said that I never told y'all that was Muwap. I told y'all that could be Muwap. That's on record. So on record.
Violation of the witness exclusion order was nevertheless shown the Camtasia video at 14:52 and said she could assume the person in the stairwell was Charles Liggins.
Even though she never met him. She never met him. They get a girl to testify as to who Charles Liggins is, and she never met him. Only seen him on social media. Come on now. Yo, this is why so many black men in the feds face it with life in prison for crimes they didn't fucking commit. This is how this happens.
$74.18. Huff's assumption is simply insufficient. The fourth identification witness, Terrence Garrett, was a security guard at Parkway Gardens from 2014 to 2020. TR 6111. Garrett testified that there were approximately 2,000 tenants at Parkway Gardens in approximately.
Saying the evidence is weak, y'all. It's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. Saying the evidence is weak. That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Approximately 2,000 tenants at Parkway Gardens in approximately 694 units. As to his familiarity with Charles Liggins, Garrett claimed that he had seen and talked to Charles Liggins inside Parkway Gardens during the course of his tenure there. However, there was no evidence presented as to when, where, or how often this contact took place.
Look, I talked to him. There's no evidence of when, where, or how often this contact. You ain't got no video, no pictures of you talking to him. They just taking his word. Yeah, I talked to him several times when I worked in Parkway. Like, yo, no, it's not. Oh well, yo. That's why people that's not guilty be getting life in prison, yo. Because this is what they do. This is what they do. They take you to court, have no evidence, convict you, and throw you away. That shit not cool, man. Yeah, Billy, but they let the feds use hearsay. They let them use hearsay.
Took place, such as to establish sufficient knowledge of Charles Liggins' physical appearance in August of 2020 to make an identification. particularly in light of the size and sprawling nature of the complex, as well as the number of persons living and gathering there. Moreover, Terrence Garrett was biased in favor of assisting law enforcement, which undermined his identification of persons in the Parkway stairwell as Mr. Liggins. Garrett had focused his education and spent most of his career in law enforcement adjacent work. He studied criminal law, held a variety of security jobs.
So if he ain't biased, I don't know who is.
And had a pending application at the Cook County Sheriff's
But
Office.
he trying to get a job.
Indeed, Garrett knew before looking at the video that law enforcement believed that the Oak Street shooters were from Parkway Gardens because he helped to collect the video for them. As explained in the testimony of Dr. Jeffrey Loftus, such bias further calls into question the reliability of Garrett's identification testimony.
I'm just trying to show y'all, man. Look, let this finish. Listen to this.
Charles Liggins -9. However, even if the identifications of Charles Liggins made by these 4 witnesses are accepted as true and accurate, all that testimony would establish is that Charles Liggins went up and down a stairwell at Parkway Gardens on August 4th, 2020. Being at Parkway Gardens on August 4th, 2020 is not the crime charged. The government had to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that on August 4th, 2020, Charles Liggins was on Oak Street with a gun in his hand shooting at Carlton Weekly and Cashy Williams. There was no evidence establishing that Charles Liggins got into the Chrysler that went from Parkway Gardens to Oak Street before the shooting.
No evidence.
There was no evidence that Charles Liggins was on Oak Street shooting a firearm.
No evidence.
There was no evidence that Charles Liggins drove back from Oak Street to Parkway Gardens in the Chrysler.
No evidence.
No witness identified Charles Liggins in Parkway Gardens exiting the Chrysler.
Look at this shit.
Therefore, even if the 4 witnesses' identification as of Charles Liggins in a Parkway Gardens stairwell before and after the shooting is accepted, that evidence is insufficient to establish Charles Liggins' guilt of the crimes for which he was convicted. Under Rule 29, the government cannot fill evidentiary gaps with unreasonable inference.
So OG, now you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? No, they don't, yo. This is the defense attorney. This is after trial. The trial was over. That's why them boys ain't been sentenced yet, man. That's why their sentence keep getting postponed.
But that is what the government has done in this case.
Look.
A Rule 29 motion requires the court to distinguish between reasonable inferences and speculation. Each step in the inferential chain must be supported by evidence that allows the jury to draw reasonable inferences from basic facts to ultimate facts. Coleman Consent 132 2060 2064
Hey, yo, they gotta stop that.
Although a jury may infer facts from other facts that are established by inference, each link in the chain of inferences must be sufficiently strong to avoid a lapse into speculation. Piaskowski versus Bet 256 F.3D 687 693 7th Circle 2000.
Like, yo, this case was despicable, man. Ain't no way these guys should have been found guilty of this crime. No way. Let me get to the bottom of it. No way. Not everybody. Now the drivers were done, but the people that was just in the car, man, they ain't have no case on them people, man. They had no evidence on them people. Let's start right here.
All of Charles Liggins' counts of conviction required the government to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that at the time of the Oak Street shooting O-Block was a RICO enterprise engaged in racketeering activity. The government's evidence failed the case.
I stand against the system.
1:21 CR 00618 document hashtag 551 filed August 7th, 24 page 11 of 44 page ID hashtag 14911-12 do so. Therefore, even if this court concludes that the evidence was sufficient to establish that Charles Liggins participated in the murder of Carlton Weekly and the shooting of Cashy Williams, a judgment of acquittal is still required for failure to sufficiently establish these two elements. The superseding indictment charged that the O Block Street Gang was an association in fact enterprise. Count 1 par. 2. The Supreme Court in Boyle v. United States, 556 U.S. 938, 944, 2009, held that a racketeering enterprise can be a group of individuals associated in fact provided that they are associated together for a common purpose of engaging in a course of conduct. The court further stated that in order to be an association in fact, the enterprise must have a structure stating, "We agree with petitioner that an association in fact enterprise must have a structure." In the sense relevant here, the term structure means the way in which part S are arranged or put together to form a whole, and the interrelation or arrangement of parts in a complex entity. The court held that the enterprise must have at least 3 structural features: a purpose, relationships among those associated with the enterprise,
and longevity
to permit these associates to pursue the enterprise's purpose. Boyle versus United States, 556 U.S. at 2,244. It also must be established that the enterprise is an entity separate and apart from the pattern of activity in which it engages. United States versus Turquette, 452 U.S. 576, 583, 1981. The evidence presented at trial failed to establish that O Block constituted an association in fact enterprise.
Look at
to the
that.
contrary, the evidence did not establish that the members of O Block associated together for a common criminal purpose or that the required structure existed. In an attempt to establish that O Block was a criminal enterprise engaged in racketeering activity the government called David Sloan, Martell Wiley,
Just
and
his
Rakim.
news and butter.
Case 1:21 CR 00618 document hashtag 551 filed August 7th, 24-page 12 of 44-page ID hashtag
Come on, man.
14912-13 Wilton. Put simply, the combined testimony of these 3 witnesses
Was so lacking
that
no rational jury could have concluded that the government proved beyond a reasonable doubt that O Block was an enterprise engaged in racketeering activity at the time of the Oak Street shooting.
David Sloan was the government's first witness on the issue of enterprise. However, as previously described, Sloan was not at Parkway Gardens at the time of the murder. Since approximately 2015, he had been living primarily in North Dakota. Moreover, he was in jail from May 2020 to March of 2021. Thus, Sloan did not have personal knowledge as to any alleged O Block enterprise at the time of the Oak Street shooting.
But they let him testify as to O Block being the gang. He ain't been there in 6 years. Listen to him now.
Moreover,
Listen to him.
Sloan's testimony concerning the issue of the enterprise's structure was
repeatedly impeached
by his statements in a tape-recorded interview
with the FBI.
In that interview, Sloan told
the agents he wasn't inducted or brought into O Block, but became an O Block member simply by living and growing up in the neighborhood. Contrary to his direct testimony concerning guns at Parkway Gardens, Sloan told the agents that anything he ever got, he got on his own. It's not a gang. He explained that no one was doing anything or giving anything to him. We were getting shit on our own. Sloan told the agents he never provided a gun to anyone, and that when he got a gun, he got it from my people, family. On the issue of drug distribution and alleged racketeering activity, Sloan told the agents that he was selling weed. When asked where he got the weed, Sloan said he could get weed from just about anywhere. There were hundreds of places to get it from, and that getting weed was like going to a store and getting a bag of chips. Sloan was asked at the interview what would happen to an O Block member if they didn't shoot a rival gang member. He answered, I mean, shit, nothing really. It's not even really like when you see it. He then explained that there were a lot of people in and out of O Block that were not on nothing. When asked during the interview whether there were leaders of O Block giving orders, he told them, everybody do like I say. Yes, be on your own group. Everybody do. Like I say, yes, be in your own group. So if we want to go out and we want to do this, we don't need permission. We don't need permission from them. We do what we want to do. Everybody do what they want to do. Nobody get orders. No, don't nobody get no orders. Don't, it ain't none of that. No, none of that structure. No, it ain't none of that. None of that. Everybody do what they want to do. So how are they a gang? They don't even got no structure. David Sloan's testimony had to be considered with caution and great care given that he received immunity, was paid over $20,000 for his cooperation, and was hoping the FBI would assist him in obtaining a lesser sentence on a pending state court firearms charge. However, even if David Sloan's testimony is accepted, he did not have the personal knowledge required to establish that O-Block was a criminal enterprise engaged in racketeering activity in August of 2020 as required by each of the counts of conviction. Martell Wiley, Trenches News, was also called by the government in an attempt to establish the required O-Block RICO enterprise. As with Sloan, Wiley did not have a basis for personal knowledge of the alleged enterprise in August of 2020. Wiley admitted that he moved from Parkway Gardens in approximately 2010, and he did not provide any foundation of personal knowledge that O-Block constituted a RICO enterprise contemporaneous with the Oak Street shooting nearly 10 years later. Yo, this whole case was dirty. Wiley had no personal knowledge sufficient to support testimony establishing an enterprise after he left Parkway Gardens, but as to what enterprise structure may have existed before he left, Wiley provided the following statements. Question. Okay, how about in 2008? What was that? People going to the back for a meeting, none of which he attended, still happening? No, it got looser. It got loose like every man for themselves. Like it started getting loose. Question. What about in 2010 when you're about to leave? Oh, it was way loose. It was way like loose cannon. Everybody who got a gun thought they was the man, you know. Anybody. Question. Were people giving orders back in 2010? No, not in 2010. Nah, it wasn't no orders or none of that. It was like loose. It was like every man for theirself, you know. Your crowd, wherever you hang with, that's who you ran with. Like, it was like that. Wiley's testimony did not establish the necessary enterprise structure. It corroborated Sloan's statement that there was no structure, no one gave orders, no one gave permission to do what you wanted to do. You just did it. There was no hierarchy. You got what you needed from your people and family, not from an enterprise or a gang. It was every man for himself. That is simply not the structure required for a RICO enterprise as set forth in Bull. Wiley was also a witness who testified, whose testimony had to be considered with caution and great care because of the benefits he received. He had worked for years as a paid informant, although on the stand he denied receiving the funds the FBI paid to him. His testimony was riddled with lies, including his explanation for criminal convictions and his description of his YouTube videos. Wiley told multiple lies on the stand about his interaction with the FBI, the falsity of which was established by stipulation. These were not lies Wiley told to a friend on the street. These were lies Wiley insisted upon in court as a government witness under oath before the jury. Wiley's testimony about O-Block criminal activity was further impeached by the fact that at the time he claimed O-Block members were involved in criminal activity at Parkway Gardens, he was actively working as a paid informant. However, again, by stipulation, Wiley never reported any such O-Block gang or criminal activity to the FBI. Come on now, man. Get the fuck out of here. So you're an FBI informant that ain't working. You ain't active. You just active where you want to be. Yes, Snitches News. However, even if Wiley's testimony is accepted, it is insufficient. He did not have a basis for personal knowledge of O-Block in August of 2020. In his description of how O-Block allegedly operated in 2008 and 2010 established that there was no structure and people just operated on their own. Thus, Wiley's testimony fails to establish that O-Block was an association in fact with a common criminal purpose and structure in August of 2020, such as to satisfy the elements required for each of the counts of conviction. The government was required not only to present sufficient proof that Oblak met all the requirements of a RICO enterprise in August of 2020, but also that the charged enterprise was engaged in racketeering activity. The racketeering activity charged in the superseding indictment was the murder in violation of Illinois law and narcotics trafficking in violation of federal law. In order to prove the racketeering activity of murder, the government called Butter. Like Sloan and Wiley, Butter treated the court proceedings with a total lack of respect and was impeached on the main topics on which he called to testify.
Charles Ligon's motion for acquittal. He murders of Gakira Barnes and Dale Fisher. As is set forth below in the motion for new trial section of this motion, Wilton's testimony as to both of these murders should have been excluded. Case 1:21 CR 00618 document hashtag 551 filed August 7th, 24 page 16 of 44 page ID hashtag 14916-17. It was the government's theory that Gakira Barnes was killed by an alleged O-Block member, King Vaughn, in retaliation for Barnes, a rival gang member of O-Block, having murdered Adele Perry, a supposed associate of O-Block. Barnes was Wilton's half-sister. Wilton claimed to be a witness to that murder. Prior to the trial in 2021, Wilton made a YouTube video concerning the killing of Gakira Barnes. In that video, Wilton explained to his audience that he witnessed the Gakira Barnes murder and that King Vaughn had not committed that murder. What I know is on my daddy, Vaughn didn't kill Kira, period. That and I ain't say that because Vaughn didn't kill Kira. Otuk. I got shot too. I was right there. I got shot too. I saw the MF who popped up. He did, he's dead, and it was some grown-in, you name the person, oh fuzz gray. King Vaughn didn't have shit to do with that shit. Fuck that shit. That shit's a facade. TT. Vol. 31. PGS. 60.
On direct examination, Wilton first told the jury he did not witness the murder. Then he was then confronted by the assistant United States attorney with grand jury testimony in which he stated the opposite. He eventually was asked whether his testimony to the grand jury. He eventually was asked whether his testimony in the grand jury, as opposed to his testimony before the jury, was the truth, to which he replied, yeah. So he gave two different statements he gave two different accounts of one situation. On cross-examination, Wilton further inconsistency as to the Barnes murder were revealed. He could not recall a conversation with agents he had in March 2018, but had no trouble denying that he told them at the time of the shooting Barnes was carrying two pistols, one Beretta with a 30-round magazine, and one Smith & Wesson 40 caliber handgun with a 30-round magazine. He also denied telling the agents that another person who was with him in Barnes at the time of the shooting, Crenshaw, had a 45 caliber pistol with a green laser. Most importantly, he did not remember telling the agents that the reason he was able to identify King Vaughn as the person who shot Barnes was that the shooter was missing a tooth and had a birthmark. In fact, King Vaughn had neither characteristic. All Wilton's lapse in memory and denials as having previously told the agents about the shooter description were cleared up through stipulated evidence that he indeed made those comments. As to the murder of Dale Fisher, Wilton told two entirely different versions of who was involved in that murder. He did not recall telling agents the first time that he was interviewed concerning that murder that he had seen D. Rose and King Vaughn get out of a tan Buick with guns during the shooting. He also could not recall a second interview on October 23, 2020, in which he told agents that he was 10 to 15 feet away from King Vaughn and D. Rose when they shot Dale Fisher. What Wilton said in both interviews was stipulated by the government. Finally, in March 2023, Wilton testified before the grand jury with a new version of who shot Dale Fisher. This time, he came up with two entirely different people. He testified that he saw T. Roy and James Johnson exit the car, observed T. Roy standing over Fisher, shooting him. Even if Wilton's testimony regarding the Barnes and Fisher murders is to be accepted as true, the testimony was insufficient to satisfy the required elements that charged O-Block Enterprise was engaged in racketeering activity at the time of Oak Street shooting. The Gakira Barnes murder occurred in 2014 and Dale Fisher murder occurred in 2011, many years before August 2020. Williams' testimony simply does not establish that the alleged O-Block enterprise was engaged in racketeering activity anywhere near the time of Carlton Week shoot. This is the feds that y'all be touting. This is the type of cases that they bring to court. Nonsense, felonious, hearsay, multiple informants that got ammunition to lie, you know, because they're getting paid. They got charges looming over their head. Like, man, y'all be giving them people way too much motherfucking credit. Y'all giving them people too much credit, man. They play a dirty game. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. Play fair. You want everybody else to play fair, but they want to play dirty. Play fair. You got a case? Present it. Present it. I ain't do shit. So one thing you gotta know is, yo, when you young, a lot of these kids are just young and misguided. You know, when you coming up, just misguided, yo. You following behind the wrong thing, you think the wrong shit slick, you're gonna make mistakes. Some people mistakes be bigger than others. You know? Yo, but people grow. You know, people change. You understand? Like, if King Von would have lived to see 35 or 40, he might wouldn't have still been that same person that he was when he died at 26. People change, man. Because, yo, the justice system preys on ignorance. It preys on ignorance. It preys on the poor. It preys on the weak. I'm not hero worshiping. I don't give a fuck. My beef is against the justice system. That's my beef. They don't play fair. It's called a justice system, but they ain't giving justice. They're not. This is not justice. Justice is somebody having a fair day. Justice is you present your case, I present my defense, and may the best man win. Not pay 3 informants that all got a laundry list of criminal history, fabricate evidence, bring motherfucking video footage that's grainy that you can't identify nobody. No, yo, that's dirty, man. That's dirty. Can't get behind that. I can't fuck with that. Because if it was their people, if they wasn't black, they wouldn't even brought them, they wouldn't even try them with that shit. That's my beef. They wouldn't even have tried them. They'd have made sure they had a stronger case. They wouldn't have took them boys. They wouldn't have took them boys to trial with that. That fucked up ass evidence. That case was shaky from the start to the finish. Shaky. But we've been. I do know that. Show me a case similar. Show me a case when they did that to non-blacks. Find one. Send it to me on Instagram. Bet you can't. Find me a case where the suspects or the defendants wasn't black, where they used grainy video footage. They got 3 witnesses to identify people that they didn't even know. 3 witnesses that all got a long criminal history. 3 witnesses that all was not even witnesses. I can't think they're not witnesses. They wasn't even at the crime. 3 people. They got a long criminal history. All got paid. All had motive to lie because they got paid. Some of them had charges. Show me a case, federal case where they did that to somebody. Then I'd be quiet. Show me a case when they did that to somebody that wasn't black, I'd be quiet. And found them guilty. You call me on Instagram. Call me Instagram. I got a call line. Go to my Instagram, call me. Right now. They don't do that, man. That case was flawed shit. They had no witnesses, no firearms. They don't have nobody that can point them boys out at the scene of the crime. Nobody. But yet they found them guilty. They found them guilty. Did y'all hear the evidence? How do you find somebody guilty with that evidence? How do you do that? Yeah, it takes time to get cases overturned, real. That shit don't happen overnight. But what's going on with that? Them boys supposed to got sentenced in August. Them boys ain't been sentenced yet. They keep postponing it. It's a reason why. And it ain't because they telling. It's the reason why. I think that case. I think that case is going through appeals court right now. This motion they've been put this motion in. They haven't even ruled on this motion yet. Why? What's the hold up? I done saying them strike motions down immediately. Immediately. Strike them bitches right down when they filed this motion. This motion was filed in August. This motion was filed what? 5 months ago? 4 months ago? Motion was filed 4 months ago. What? If you see him, you should immediately. If this was so flawed, why wouldn't they do it immediately? I don't know. I can't answer that. This was 4 months ago. Because it's the system. They play games. They fuck you over. Fuck you over. It's a dirty system, yo. I don't respect it. You know, because it's a two-tiered system. So I don't respect no black person that be fucking cheering for the system when the system is dirty. It's dirty. And it preys on black people. It preys on people of color. It preys on low education. It preys on ignorance. It preys on the poor. That's why I carry how I carry. I don't even know what that is, Purple Flower. Yeah, make sure y'all support the platform, man. Hit the Cash App, man. Support the movement, man. Buy a super chat. Become a member. Y'all know YouTube don't pay for lives, y'all. So if you enjoyed the live, hit the Cash App. Support the platform. YouTube only probably get $1 for 3 hours. 3 hours of live. Probably get $1 for it. I already start doing this shit, y'all, if I'm gonna support. Cause I could be asleep right now. And we giving real game, real information. Now we ain't over this bitch just talking like the rest of them guys. It's always something you can learn from Keep It G News Live. Always. Cash App at the bottom, Baltimore swag. My man Edward posted it for me. Keep it G and support the channel. Huh? I didn't know if he said that. Keep it G and support the channel. One shot. What's up? Yeah, yo, but that's why I am, yo. That's why I am the way I am, yo. Like I watched the system, the state system, do that to me and my co-defendants. Like I know the system is dirty. It's dirty. It's filthy. It's a filthy system. It's not a justice system. It's a barter system. That's the system that we living under. A barter system. What can you do for me lately? So this shit about, man. Shit ain't about no motherfucking justice. Still supposed to, it don't matter if you're guilty or not, yo, you still supposed to get a fair trial. You still supposed to get a fair trial, yo, guilty or not guilty. It don't matter if you're guilty. That don't mean they just supposed to just run all over top of you. I ain't had no fair case. I shouldn't have did a day in jail. I shouldn't even been arrested. Fuck doing time. I shouldn't even been charged, man. The fuck? They let a motherfucker plead guilty to a crime they know he didn't commit. They know he didn't commit. That's dirty. They let a motherfucker kill somebody that he got caught dead to rights, and then tell on other people, and then turn around and say, hold up, they ain't do it, I did it, but they was with me. That's dirty, man. I just told you. Yeah, I got a video on my case. It's on membership. It's dirty, man. It's a dirty system, man. Can't respect it. And it took me years to realize how dirty that was. Like, I didn't even know at the time because I was young. I was 20 when I first got locked up. So it took me years to realize, like, damn, what the fuck? Yo, they can't do that. I got the paperwork right here. How you let a person say they committed a crime? Listen, how you let a person kill somebody, then tell some other people, say these other people killed somebody. Then you lock the other people up. You drop the case on other people. Then a year later, you come back and you lock the other people up again. Know what the difference is in evidence? First he said that he know who did it. Now he's saying I did it. Not me, but him. He's saying I did it, but they was with me. That's the new evidence. Meanwhile, it's evidence in black and white that this person, there was no way this person could have committed this crime. No way. Know why? Because at the same time that the crime was happening, this person was in the presence of law enforcement, changing the tire. But they allowed this person to plead guilty to murder just to lock up these other guys for murder. Yeah, that's dirty, y'all. That's not how the system supposed to run, man. They wouldn't have did that shit if we wasn't black. That shit fucked my life up. It may know how hard it is for me to get a job with a first-degree murder charge on my record. That shit ain't no joke. I got a serious vendetta against the system. It's a dirty game, man. Okay, they do DoorDash. And mind you, I was 19 years old. 18. I was 18 years old. I'm 39 now. Was 18 years old. I'm 39 now. They still hold that shit against you. I ain't even been in no trouble since. I'm just telling y'all, it's a dirty game, y'all. And it be too many motherfuckers. It be too many motherfuckers cheering when they see people get trapped in this dirty game. And they get and the cases be lacking. The cases be lacking evidence, and motherfuckers like, oh, he going down. And the cases is lacking serious evidence, lacking merit. They'd have never did that shit to somebody else. They don't be doing that, man. They want to make sure the case is rock solid. Motherfucking George Zimmerman beat a case, self-defense, and he was the aggressor. The fuck, he was the aggressor. They let him off on self-defense. Stand your ground. I said married. What you mean? You want to say married? You know we don't pronounce a word in Baltimore, man. It's married. Yo, did anybody support the platform? Let me check, man. I'm ready to start going live, yo. If motherfuckers ain't gonna be supporting, yo. I be putting a lot of time and effort and giving a lot of game. I'm giving all this information motherfuckers stealing. Susan Nicole for the $5 cash app. Appreciate it, Nicole. My bad. Susan Nicole for the $5 cash app. Yo, but the reason for real, I be giving too much game, yo. That's why so many motherfuckers be stealing. Like if we go live for 3 hours, man, it'd be enough for these other content creators to just pick through all my shit. You know what I mean? They pick through all my shit, and next thing you know, I'm saying all my takes all over social media. I watched DJ Academics talk about Durk and how Durk supposed to had layers. Durk supposed to had layers protecting him from the streets. How the fuck would DJ Academics know that? DJ Academics ain't never been in the streets. That ain't something you just know. You know, we talked about that shit so many times, how you gotta have layers protecting you from the streets. You gotta have your guys, and they gotta have the guy. You understand? I watched the video earlier today where DJ Academics was breaking that shit down. I'm sitting back looking like, where he get that from? Who else even talks like that on this internet? Don't nobody else talk like that, man. That's really why I be contemplating like, yo, stop going live, yo, because all the motherfuckers steal and they'll never get credit. Next thing you know, by tomorrow, all my takes gonna be scattered all around social media. And YouTube only paid me $1. $2. Like I do what I do to make change. You know, it ain't all about money, you know, like, but it gotta make sense as well, you know. I be a lot of times, especially on Monday through Friday, I be up all day. I be getting up, getting 3 hours of sleep and shit. Tired as a bitch. Yo, I'm not. I'm just telling the truth. You see it real. You motherfuckers see it. I ain't making shit up. You be saying my takes all over social media. You can act like you don't. You know you do. I don't talk like these guys, man. They wasn't talking like this before I came. Yeah, they weren't talking like this before I came. Now all of a sudden everybody got all these fucking outside of the box takes and shit. Y'all want to talk like this? What the fuck y'all got smarter over the years? Like, fuck out of here. I don't know. You motherfuckers be on this bitch cherry picking. You know, this motherfucker cherry picking. Who else I saying? I saying some shit. Nah. It should be sad, man. You know, it is what it is, so. It is what it is. I got a video coming out, y'all. I'm really already done it for real. I just got add a few. And told you I don't know what's up with Real, man. I think Real a content creator. Real content creator. They better have my motherfucking money when that case get thrown out. Cause he wasn't even here when we was going through that. The lady that told on the lady that filed the lawsuit on Jay-Z. She filed a lawsuit on Jay-Z. She told me she got autism and like I told you, real, all them lawsuits is frivolous. Them lawsuits are frivolous, man. No, but did you see it? You should want to keep an eye on your investment, right? Like you don't bet on the games. You don't bet on the games and don't watch them, do you? Or that's what you do. I don't know, like games. If I'm betting on the game, I'm gonna watch that bitch. Like I don't bet on games I ain't watching. That lawsuit is fair. That lady lied. Her father didn't even back her claims. Her old father ain't back her claims, man. Oh. Yeah, that shit was funny as shit. Father, like, man, I would remember something like that. Like, I don't know what the fuck she talking about. Tony Buzbee a slime ball, man. He made a career out of extortion. Living real nice. He got a net worth of $50 million. That man living real nice off extortion. Like, damn. How the fuck he get away with that? I think Jay-Z gonna punish him. That's my next. That's what I want to see. I think Jay-Z is gonna punish Tony Buzbee. I'm talking about put him out of business, take everything he worth. Watch. I don't know how he been able to get away with it for so long. For real. Over there in Texas. Yo, but damn, it'll be 4 hours in. Y'all appreciate everybody that tapped in. It's another day of QG News.